The modern world kneels before the altar of speed. Same-day delivery, fast food, fast fashion, trends that rise and fall before the sun sets. This is the age of acceleration, a world where stillness is weakness, where slowness is sin. Speed in chess, by nature, should be sworn enemies.
Oh, and Firouzja might break another mouse!
One, a sprint, the other, a siege. And yet, bullet chess dares the impossible.
Hikaru just resigns?
It takes the ancient battlefield of 64 squares, a realm of patience, of calculation, of depth, and sets it ablaze. What was once a game of long thinks and longer wars, where a single move might be sculpted in silence, where the clock ticked like distant thunder, is now a storm. In Bullet, the clock is no longer just a sword. It is a ticking bomb.
He wins!
Reflex meets reason. Memory meets muscle. Every second becomes sacred. And from this collision, this violent marriage of tradition and tempo, something mythic is born. Not a game, a war cry. A trial by fire, where brilliance flashes in an instant, and immortality is written in the blink of an eye. The 2025 Bullet Chess Championship on Chess.com starts now.
Let's go. It's the final day of the Fast and Furious Chess Edition. Of course, we are here at the Bullet Chess Championship 2025. Today is the final day. I'm PD Master James Kent III here, joined with Grandmaster Amon Hamilton. Hambo, it's that time, bro. How you feel, man?
It is that time. It's the final day. I mean, we've been working towards this, right? The whole reason you and I are here, the chat's here, the viewers, we want to know who the best bullet player in the world is. And James, today we finally get that answer.
Absolutely. Of course, the format stays the same, guys. If you've been missing it or if you've been watching every single day, the format is the same. It's just the final day. 16-player double elimination bracket. We have 30 minutes on the match clock with 1 minute of games. Of course, obviously 1 minute on the clock until the match clock expires. In the semifinals and the final, in the grand finals, they will be 45 minutes. Now, of course, lots of guys had second lives here, and those second lives will be tested today. Some people went home, some people still here, and somebody's going to face Alireza in the grand final there. And in fact, let's take a look at the standings and see kind of what happened. Where's everybody at? What's going on? On the right side of the screen, those guys are already kind of getting ready for Bullet Brawl today and all that other stuff, just hanging out. Got a nice little payday. They got eliminated there, tied for ninth. Arjun, Andy, Andrew Tang, and Yace got $1,600 there. And then Guha, Muradli, Zagalko, and Twamin Lake got $1,275, tied for 13th. Down there on the left side, see Nihal Seren, Sam Sevian, Jeffrey Zhang, Jan Chistov Duda. They got 2K and 3K up there. And then who's going to get 1 through 4? 4,500, 6 bands, 8 bands, and $10,000 up there. First prize. That's a nice payday. I'm excited for that one. Who do you think is getting that 10 bands there?
There's only one person in this event, which is a double elimination event, that has both of the double eliminations available, and that's Alireza Firouzja. He's waiting in the winner's grand final, right? And he's wondering who is going to be facing him today. But we got the losers bracket to decide that, James. So we can show everyone exactly what we mean here. So follow along in the losers bracket, because these matches are everything today. We're starting in the losers semifinal. It's going to be a 30-minute match between Denis Lazavik and Alexander Bortnik. These guys do not have an extensive history playing bullet against one another, but I feel like that's the theme when it comes to Denis Lazavik, James. He has not played against the majority of players. Like he doesn't have 60,000 bullet games like Naroditsky. He doesn't have the same experience against the other players, but it also makes him way more unpredictable.
There's a lot to talk about here. You know what? I love bringing it to the chat just to see and get the chat hype and get the thoughts from the chat. Who do you have? You see Bortnik vibing. Oh, what are you listening to right now? He's just vibing over there. What you think he's listening to? But then also, Den Laz is always locked in, loaded, locked in, ready to go. So this is going to be obviously a heavyweight matchup to determine who goes to face Daniel Naroditsky in the losers final there. Who are you rooting for? You can put that in chat right now. Bortnik actually has so much experience in the bullet as we've seen. He's an absolute beast. And of course, Laz being a beast as well. I mean, it's just going to be the battle of titans here. So excited to see what happens. So I see we got the predictions, and it says 57% for Laz. Wow, I thought it was going to be the other way around. What do you think about that, Amal?
It's so tough to call these, and based on that facial expression by Bortnik, I know the games are about to start. James, you know that one. Hand on the face. He's locked in. He's ready to go. We have games underway. And we're about to get into 30 minutes of bullet chess with these two right here. Two online specialists for sure. James, they both won their previous match against a strong, 2,700 club member. Now they're facing off against each other.
In fact, facing off each other here in looks like a C3 Cecile for the kill, aka Alapin, something I love to play. White has a problem with his E5 pawn. Laz makes an incredible move, which allows a capture of the bishop on E3. EK takes a pawn, and Laz does not lose these. It's going to be some tactical work involved, but okay, there is an A pawn. Open A, pass pawn, A file.
Yeah, it's really just, is that pawn going to be weak or actually quite strong? And the further it gets up the board in general, the stronger it is. I mean, A7 and rook D7, you're going to see bishop D4 as the way to get that pawn, but that's not possible right here. So I don't know how you actually claim that A pawn.
In fact, White, on the other hand, is going knight B6, which there it is. As we say it happens. And he queens, and yeah, that A pawn was exactly the downfall of Laz in this game. We spoke it. A pawn, game over.
And I think I just might have seen a let's go from from Bortnik, as he's obviously happy to draw that first blood there. It makes a difference. It means something to these guys. We talked about what they're playing for earlier. Whoa, the move C5. I can't even get my thought out, James, as we see a move that you would never even think to play.
Yeah, in fact, now look at this knight on the edge here. It looks like he's going to strike right back. It looks like he's going to be back and forth so far with B4 coming at the right moment. That knight is just out of the game. He says, I'll play B4 when I want to. I just don't want to yet. Now, of course, wait a second. B4 won't happen as strong anymore because of knight C4. Yeah, as you're pointing out.
But
yeah.
I was going to say, it could happen now. Knight C4, you'd have to exchange it. It's all about this knight here. Bishop D2 is now going to trap it. This knight is the focal point of the entire game.
Yes, they say, what is the worst place piece lots of times in Grandmaster preparation? Positional play from Jacob Akar. That knight over there is gross on A5. How do you get rid of it? Or how do you do something about it? Well, he's trying using everything that he can on this side of the board to create some play, because this knight on A5 is absolutely gross. If we can take the D pawn, which is very hard to do, we can get rid of the C pawn as well.
The knight can also get back in the game, though, with a move like knight C4. So using that pin, this might be the moment to finally get that knight in.
Might be the moment. He doubles actually on the B file, attacking the B3 pawn. Knight moves around, maybe takes. B7.
I think you might have called it. Takes on the board.
Takes everything, yeah. And the knight gets around. Look at the time. Dennis up. Dennis is so quicker than Bortnik. That's rare.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that someone like that exists. Look at this knight jumping everywhere. It's such an annoying piece. But look at the time primarily. Even though the knight's annoying, James, I mean, you take the guy who has more time.
Yeah, 6 seconds. 3, 5. Oh, pre-move fest. The stupid knight.
The knight is, it's so annoying.
And there it is. And Laz, 1.3 on the clock.
Denis Lazavik impresses with the speed at the end. The knight was tricky, but it's not tricky enough to make up like 3 seconds in a time scramble with two elite bullet players. Just not quite enough.
Yes, there's a lot of pre-moving, as we know. Just pre-move everything, guys, right? Pre-move first, think later. That's the name of the game. Don't try that at home. Takes, D4. There are no Greek gifts because bishop F5.
Is this good, though? I mean, I was going to say, it feels like we're just losing a pawn. The knight's coming back to F6. I see no threats for white, right? The knight covers H7, and that's pretty much all you got.
Yeah, with an equal position. Oh, sorry, not equal. A non-damaged pawn structure. My pawn structure is attacked with black. Very nice. Isolated pawn for white and down a pawn. It looks very good for Dennis. G6 was nice. Bishop F5 maybe incoming. Trade of the rooks. We trade pieces. Dennis loves these type of positions.
Yeah, and hang
Put
on
the
a
pawn
sec.
back
Isn't
though.
h6 falling? But he's okay
Oh,
with that because he's going to take everything else.
yeah, go. You can have h6. I'll take the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a bad trade.
I'll take the rest of your pawns. Lots of times when I take pawns, I'm like, oh, you got another one. You know, even though I know I'm winning. Oh, you got more, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
You got more. Don't be mad. I'll take these
Yeah,
from you if you don't mind, my good buddy.
and he's done a good job, Dennis Lazavik, because he's got that pass C pawn. It's a protected pass pawn as well, and he's covering all the checks. Really like the way that he's playing this, and White is just so passive.
Yeah, these pass C pawn, really, really nice. Well, 100 biddies from X Kari in the chat. Thank you so much for that from Chess.com.
Watch out for Queen F4. He's trying to cover all the
Ooh,
checks, but I don't know if he's going to manage. It's all about the time right now. 5 seconds for Bortnik.
Bortnik has
He's
no
looking to
time once
pre-move
again.
where he can.
Last playing extremely quick, very fast. Queen E3. That's a check picking up one of the pawns here. Now it's a pre-move fest. Takes.
The queen was hanging there, but these guys are playing at light speed. And
Dangerous
it's
place to
all
be.
pre-moves here.
Whoa, point 3. Bortnik gets it on time. Wow. Insane.
That was incredible, James. I I can't believe that he's the one that won that. But you know what it was? It was the rook takes G6 move. At some point when you're pre-moving, you might have less time, but if you're throwing that check at the optimal moment, that's going to really throw your opponent off guard, right? Because you never know when they're going to throw that check in. That's the key to bullet.
That is correct, especially when you're playing time scrambles like this with no time. Oh, absolutely. You're just throwing that check and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do there. Looks like some type of King's Indian. Up time again, says Dennis.
Bishop to F5. I mean, just dropping pawns here. Bortnik is starting to play a little bit too loose because, I mean, a couple pawns, especially one in the center here, it's,
Ooh,
no, especially after you take
these
this,
pawns.
James, this is not good enough.
Oh, my goodness. You're going to take on F5. I'm going to push the D pawn. There it is. No way you can stop it. There were any tricks? Nothing there. So he just says, I'll just take the piece. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't see the tricks if they're there.
E6. I was going to say E6 is brilliant. After
Wow.
it takes, you go E7 and rook E5 for rook E4. That was beautiful.
Beautiful.
He spotted
Yep,
that
and
instantly.
that didn't even appear on the board because it was so well calculated.
Yeah, that was beautiful. H6, H7. Resignation. Didn't last. 2-2. They're going 2-2 and going toe to toe.
Mm-hmm.
Queen E2. Nice. Rare move.
Yeah, Queen E2 catches some players off guard entirely. And, you know, he's playing D3. So at some point, of course, he wants to play D4. So does Black. But they're not going to go there right away.
Ooh, knight G5. Whoa. Wait, just knight F4 anyway?
Yeah,
He says I'll take on
F7 is
F7.
good. But that's a check, James.
Yeah, that is a check. King moves. King F8?
Yeah, King H8, King F8. It all looks good because you're just going to take that knight next. Meanwhile, your queen's attacked. Ooh.
Oh.
There was a big tactic there. Bishop takes and queen H5. So knight H4, the move missed. That queen is trapped because queen G3, knight E2.
Yeah, look at Bortnik on his face there. He's like, wow, well, this one's a rough one. 92 takes. He's going to get as much material as he can out of this. Dennis is going to go up one game. It's very likely. Up 19 seconds on the clock as well.
Yeah, interestingly, I might have, as Black there, I might have taken on H4. But, I mean, we don't need to split hairs here. When you're in a winning position, you know, whatever gets it done. Bortnik has no time. He has no pieces. And it looks like Dennis is going to take the win and then, therefore, the lead.
Of course. When you're winning, you're just winning. There it is. Dennis with a 1-point lead over his opponent here. Back and forth. Bortnik playing Black now. Back to the King's Indian setup. Pinch shadow variation with Bishop F5.
And that's what you expect, James, at this point in the competition. Like, you're not expecting anyone, although Alireza keeps doing it, but you're not expecting anyone to win by 10 games at this point. These guys are matched up pretty evenly.
Yes, in fact, whoever wins will go face Daniel Naroditsky in the losers final there. So you win, and then you got to go face an angry Danya.
Yep, we have this matchup here. The winner goes on to face Daniel Naroditsky. And then the winner of that matchup faces Alireza Firouzja in the grand finals. And we will have a reset in the grand finals if Alireza loses the first matchup. So we'll get to all that later today. But we got lots of bullet coming at you. But this one, 20 minutes on the match clock. We're a third of the way through and nothing between them. Back and forth so far.
Yeah, here's a Bishop G3. Can we just take that? I mean, I guess he's probably. I mean, well, I guess you could take it, and then Queen E5, Bishop F4. Some annoying moves there. Queen F3 as well.
What on earth is happening here?
Exactly. Where did the queen go?
This is how tricky bullet is. Like Bortnik played Bishop takes G3. I'm sure that the engine is like, no problem. But the human in about 2 seconds is not going to be able to solve that problem. Double attack here.
He says, I'm not mated. Maybe you are, though. Check, takes. He's back in the game.
Bring a knight in.
That's very strong.
Rook takes F7.
He's back. Push. Oh, he checked. That stupid knight came there twice. Now you have to give up the rook twice almost. Knight G2 takes, push, trying, and the rook falls. Game over. Jeez. Happening so fast. It's even.
Incredible. Bortnik turned that game around. It looked like Denlaz was in command of that position. And hey, we got a Joe Bava London here. Hold the press. Hold the press.
Hold the press. Jar Jar Binks London on the board. There's a nice setup here from Denlaz. Sometimes I'll play this too as well because different. Gives black some good chances, I believe.
And Bortnik
is also just an equal game.
He must not be playing one of the top lines here. I mean, this overall looks like a pretty successful position for Dennis, but he's solid and he's able to move quickly. I think that's what he's going for here.
Yeah, he also chose the early A3 out of the opening, which the early A3 isn't the most ambitious, we should say. But we do see that practically you have this pass B pawn, which served him very well in the first game they played as well with the C3 Sicilian, the Alapin. Having the A pawn, it seems as though the pass pawn, again, is giving him some chances here that makes Dennis go wrong and maybe even eat up a little bit of time. Rook goes back.
Where does this rook go?
C8, but then there's some problems with the pin on the C file.
That's right. Yeah, it's looks kind of uncomfortable here. And he's going to repeat and then go back. This is a typical bullet trick, right? If you can repeat moves, you repeat them twice, you make a different move, and then you go back, repeat them again, make a different move, and you keep doing it, trying to gain time.
Gain a little bit of time there, but maybe he got out of this. The worst may be over for
I think so.
For Denlaz there.
Yeah, I like the black knights here in the position. He's got that isolated pawn, blockaded, looking very, very nice so far. As we get to the end, James, it's time, right? The whole game becomes about the clock, and these two do it best.
Yeah, no draw here. No draw, even though this would likely be a draw in any other format. Wow.
Ooh, big move missed at the end. Knight E2 check and taking the B pawn. And he's actually realizing Yeah, you can see on the camera, he's really upset. He would have won a pawn. Knight would have been loose. Yeah, that would have made a big difference in that game. But, safe approach and 3.5.
Guess we'll take the draw anyway here. Very rare occasion to be taking draws there. But, hey, no need to be too aggressive there at the end. We're taking on C6 and wants to damage the structure and take on E7. So rook E8 was played. Nice with bishop H3, forcing E6. I do like Dennis's position here. The bishops are sharp.
Yeah, I love Dennis's position here. Even though he dropped a pawn on C4, I feel like that's not even in your peripheral vision, James. You're like, oh, pawn over there on the queen side, no problem, take it.
Oh, wait, he dropped the pawn? What do you mean? Exactly, right? Like, wait, pawn where? Pawn what?
We might do something crazy like open the G file here. Rook G1 and G4. I know it seems like, how could we possibly, but it could be the future.
How could we not, Amon? This is bullet chess here, right?
There you go.
To play rook G1, G4, and it's part of the aggressive handbook. Takes. G4 actually is definitely possible, but we do have to watch out for bishop takes H4. Yeah, definitely with the queen on the G file now. Looks great. Wow. Takes the pawn, bishop G5, take. Maybe not. He does.
Ooh, this is not so clear. There's going to be some G file pressure here. And yeah, I was going to say black can trade. It's not even a big deal. Black might just be winning down a piece.
Ugh. Got all these pawns for the piece. How many pawns? All of them.
Huge trouble here for Dan Laz, but he's up 10 seconds. So I'm not sure who's the favorite here.
That might be game over. How do you even get out of that? I'm up 5 pawns, bro.
Oh, no. This is
Okay,
insane.
yeah,
He
hit the button.
completely messes it up. He knows he had the piece. He had about like 8 to 10 seconds and still not enough as Bortnik takes the win and takes the lead.
So Bortnik goes to this A3 line, which is really gives. Oh, now we transpose bishop D3, E4. There it is. Nice. These are good positions here. I do like the knight on D7 for black, though. Yeah, super equal here. Bishop D6, tricky move. Dang, Dennis, bro, he moves so fast. Like, hey, Dennis,
Yeah, what
relax.
the? I'm
He
looking
sat
at
there,
a
he's so fast.
bishop takes F3. What about that? I would have grabbed on F3, doubled the pawns. I actually think that Dennis is playing a line that I kind of like, even though he's down material.
Yeah, he found a way to get pieces active too as well, and especially with his king, getting his king very active. Yeah, okay, I sacked the exchange, but I have compensation and on the C file and the C3 square as well, which he puts the knight on right now. Moves around, keeps the pressure on the C2 pawn, has
Hmm.
queenside majority. He definitely has chances, even though being down the exchange.
Yeah, I just think these positions in bullet, I truly think they should be easier for black to play. You have pressure on all these pawns over here. You have great squares for your minor pieces. I think I would rather play black here.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, C2 is hanging out too. Grab another pawn, maybe. He does.
F7, you can move up.
D6, get out the way there.
And these trades are not a bad thing. I know it, conventionally you'd look at the rook and bishop and be like, no, you can't trade pieces if you're playing with the black pieces, but this is completely fine. He's going to get behind that pawn. Black is in charge.
Yes, and the funny is, yeah, same thing happened in the last game. Like, you know what? All pawns, all hope. And that's exactly what happened here too as well. I'm up 4 pawns.
Yep. Oh,
Yikes, that's gonna be over
yeah,
there.
didn't predict that move correctly, and rook goes down, and this will be checkmate.
Beautiful.
And Dan Laz, I like that line, James. I know it's crazy to be talking about a specific line, but I think that if that happens again, Bortnik would be wise to avoid.
Absolutely. He will have to try something else if he is gonna go the Joe Baba route there, which is not a bad choice. But definitely has to go for a different type of variation. As we seen him do yesterday, not winning with the Aliakin or Alakine against
Mhm.
Jeffrey Zhang, he made that switch to the Philidor and went on an 8-game win streak. So maybe we see something similar too as well, but going on an 8-game win streak on Din Laz is hard to do.
Okay, this is an idea you wouldn't normally see in anything except bullet. Simply sacrificing a piece in order to just push pawns down the board, which are very tough to deal with.
Nice. He did sacrifice, got the 2 pass pawns C and D with the F file. Some action going on. Pieces seem a little bit better. There we go. Pushing the pawns, rook E1. Bishop moves away, and we push. There it is.
So my criticism is that black blockaded the pawn with bishop c5 and then moved away. And now look at these pawns. They're up there on c6, d6. They're causing havoc.
These pawns looking amazing here. Maybe rook B7. Here's the hard part. Maybe just rook D1. There
Right.
it is.
Yep, good call. And queen a3 again to support the pawn. There's going to be a bishop h3 move in the future. There it
There it
is. And
is.
a lot of pressure. How do you survive as Bortnik?
You don't. In fact, there is some scary stuff. Maybe it's time. Let's look at the clock. Oh, it's even. He is surviving. Somehow he found Bishop C8. That actually is
How
how
is
you
he doing
survive.
this?
He answered your question there, man. He's like, how do I survive? I got you. Bishop C8. Rook D7.
Yep, rook d7 was there, not found. And now this is actually okay. He can play on time.
It's all clock here. All
All
clock.
clock. I think as black, you almost want to. Oh, those pawns being traded is so good for black. Now it's the A pawn.
2 seconds. 1 second. All clock here. Draw. Oh, they repeated. They repeated
Smart from
there.
both sides.
Very
They
smart. Yeah, yeah.
realized they got a second to play with. So back and forth, that's the quickest move you could possibly come up with.
Quick stuff. And GG's.
We do see a slightly different line here. So obviously, same theme, Jobava London, but different than we saw previously.
Very even. You can see it looked like Bishop D4. Actually, he may be going for it, but that whoa, he
Hmm.
sacrificed, not sacrificed. He changed trades here. Bishop D4 may have been possible, but maybe Bishop C5 he didn't like. There's Bishop D4 and a reroute here. Queen E4 and takes super equal. Might have to
Yeah,
try
and the
something
pawns
different.
on dark squares here, especially controlled by this pawn on b5. I think that Denis Lazavik can be very, very content with the positions he's getting out of the Jobava London in the opening. We got 10 minutes remaining, James,
Mhm.
on that match clock. And looking at the score now, it's the same as when we started. It is locked up 5-5. I mean, I'm looking at this, and how can you not expect a tiebreak?
It's true. In fact, the last 5 minutes of this will be detrimental to see what happens. Maybe some opening changes and opening choices and switching some things up. Denis Lazovic is a very consistent player, but you see that again, time and time again with Bortnik. And if Bortnik gets on a run, it's going to be
Right.
scary for literally anyone.
Yep. Yeah, he has a flow state that he can really get into, and he just like feels like unbeatable. Like the speed kicks in, and
Tactics, the
oof.
confidence, everything.
But even though Bortnik, I would say, is maybe the faster player at the end, he doesn't have more time at the end. He's usually down on time compared to Dennis. Dennis, the faster player throughout the game, but then maybe Bortnik, the faster player at the very end. Like which
Mhm.
one would you rather have, James?
I would rather be the fastest player to end, believe it or not, because that's where weird tricks start to happen, and then you got to think a little bit. You use a little bit of your time. I have my
Mhm.
tricks, and also depends on the position too as well. But overall, I'd probably rather be the faster player at the end, as it looks like that's showing up right now. Who's going to win? Who's the faster player?
They're playing so quick right now.
Check.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
me!
checkmate.
Got him.
And look at that expression from Bortnik. He loves that one. I mean, how can you not? A checkmate in a time scramble. He pre-moved that thing as well.
He did. He moved it there. I guess again, being that faster player at the end.
Yeah,
Exxon's the
he
chat
totally made
says
up the
wonder
time.
incoming. Yeah,
It
he
was
made
4 to 5 seconds, James, and then at the
Yep.
end, it was pretty much even. So he really kicks it into overdrive.
Absolutely. Kicking in the overdrive there when you have no time on the clock is the way to go. And then Dinlaz bounces back with a very sharp tactic finding earlier here. Was able to win some material here. Got Bortnik thinking almost 10 seconds. In fact, more than 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and maybe Bishop C6 was going to win a pawn there before trading the rooks, but why would he do that, right? He just got a weakness on D6, and I think this is a great teachable moment for playing bullet, is you don't always want to just win the material. Just leave your opponent with the weaknesses. Their position's not getting any better, and, you'll be up on time.
And you improve yours. Pawn B6 is coming, rook check. I mean, it's just a better position overall
Mhm.
everywhere. As you see here, the pieces look better. No real pawn breaks. Maybe 92 to stop D4 played. Now put the
Love
knight
that.
on the D4 square. Engine didn't like it too much, but who cares what the engine says in
That's
bullet
right.
chess here? Check, check. Move the
He's
bishop
hanging
out of
on
the
to
way.
everything.
The Avi. King
Yeah, this
G2.
is such a safe position for white. I mean, the B pawn doesn't matter. Everything's falling over here.
Rook check. Yeah, this one's just clean. Very clean here from Dennis.
And bishop back to f3 just to watch the potential knight e4, knight d1 moves. b7 is making a queen, and he's completely winning.
He's
He's up on
also up
time as
time.
well.
Correct.
Yep.
Just don't let Bortnik hit you with one of them crazy ones, but not likely. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
well, he did hit him with something there. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, you know what? All right. Okay,
And I think at this point, just no stalemates. Move the king. Don't need to do anything crazy.
there we
Well
go.
done. And it's 6-6 with
Man,
6 minutes
game.
remaining.
Wow, who would have thought, chat? What do you got? Who you got, Dennis or Bortnik? 12 games in, and it's locked and loaded.
It's
Six
crazy.
to
Back to
six.
back. They just keep trading points, trading wins, trading results.
Who do you have here, chat? Dennis or Bortnik? Chat said 75 or was it something? I think it was like, wait, let me go back and check. Was it 75% Bortnik? I mean, or 57, other way around.
Yeah.
57 for
So,
Dinlaz, 43 for Bortnik.
so this position
Sasha
for
Bortnik.
Bortnik does not look very good. And Dennis has this style. It's so weird to think about, but he's always up on time. He's one of the quicker players in this event during the game. He doesn't have that speed. I mean, he's very fast, but he doesn't have the speed compared to the others at the end. But during the game, he's building up a huge time advantage. So at the end, even though he's not as fast, James, he still has a ton of time.
Yeah, absolutely. It is important to know when to use the speed lots of times. Like rook h6 is a brilliant move, by the way. That's actually a threat. He plays queen
Yeah,
h4.
that's a
Nice.
cool
He gets
one.
out of the way. Yeah, that was cool there. Dennis, of course, sacrificing h and g pawns. I don't know if g5 was meant to be played, but
Yep.
definitely have some initiative here. Rook maybe back to e6, or he goes rook c5 here. f4 is hanging. Wow, he just gives it up.
Yeah, he's not rushing to take that rook because getting the king out, taking this pawn, just ensuring that there's no crazy attack, that's what he wants to do first. Now he feels safer taking it.
Yeah, it seems white should just be fine here. It's hard for black to break through. Trying to use the h file. It seems we have everything covered. Nice fianchetto of the bishop.
He's trying to open things up. Yeah, he doesn't want to open the G file. That's going to be a trade. H6 is hanging. Big mistake. And I'm sure that white is going to be able to force a queen trade or something. Oh, even better. Bishop E6. Bortnik, 7-6. And with the time getting this low, even though they've been trading wins back and forth, James, that has to keep happening. Because the second that one of these players wins 2 in a row, that can be the match.
Yeah, it is correct here. Not only will it be a psych part, it was like, oh man, we've been going back and forth. He's got me that extra one. Then you start noticing the time, and then you take your focus away from the game. It could happen that fast. Immediately, it goes into the other player's favor. With low time, it's getting very low, guys. Under 4 minutes and a few seconds here. Let me see what
Daniel
chess
with a
is.
huge strike there. C5 to open the queen on the king. The position is way too exposed. You also have a bishop on h3 that can be trapped in the future. Bishop is opening up on this knight. Everything is loose. Can he find a tactic, though?
Great question. I mean, he's looking. Wait a second. There are some funky moves looking here. Rook g2 almost works. It was rook d2, same idea with queen f2. Being as tricky as possible. Can't get the queen in. Yeah, that was nice.
Bishop takes
Dennis didn't even
a8
flinch.
as a reaction. Queen f3 can slide over in defense.
Yeah, he didn't even flinch there. g5, all the pieces cover the king.
Yep. This is not an easy position to defend. I think he's doing a pretty good job. What I'd be trying to do is hit this knight. Because if I hit the knight, then I feel I can take the rook.
Queen e8. Maybe he's going for queen h5 with some ideas on that side of the board. Queen h5.
Yeah.
Rook g2. There it is. Queen h5. Making it weird. Giving him chances.
He's
Check.
Knight
Takes.
h4. This is such a crazy position.
And he got a draw. He said, I'll just repeat. Wait.
He's got a draw, but he doesn't want it. He's up 5
He
seconds.
said, draw what, Oman? Okay, now he'll take it.
Will he take the draw? He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He still has it, but is he going to do it and make another move? Oh, he went for the win. Is he going to regret that?
Is he going to
like
regret it?
He will.
Check. He's trying to flag him there.
Oh my goodness, Bortnik.
Oh,
he doesn't
that's tough.
manage to do it. Is he going to come and regret that, James? He went for the win. He can't believe it.
Yeah, he was up a point. You just take that point and keep moving here. Now, we may have a really good chance in this Joe Bava here because he went for a different line here. You got to take that draw, I think, probably was the best chance just to stay in the game, be up half a point, and have the white pieces there. I think that might have been a better option. But at the same time, hey, it is what it is. He goes for it. You love to see it, but it also will cost you. And
that is playing into the fact that we've seen Bortnik outplay and out-scramble Dennis at the very end of the game. So the whole match he's been doing that. He probably thought, well, I'll just do it now. I'm so close to the win. I'm up 1. Let's make it 2. He got a little greedy, and Dennis showed up in that time scramble and did not let it happen.
He did not let it happen, but it may be happening here. He might get that right back here. It is likely he did get that pawn, but you do have to finish and convert. So bishop takes a4.
Yeah, and just grab that. He's worried about moves like knight d5, queen d5 in the middle.
It's going to be 7. Bishop f3.
He's playing it safe.
Yeah, play it safe. Why not? C4, C5. What's the time? I'm checking the clock.
Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, but you need to win by 2, so we probably will have tie breaks anyway. They may have started 1-1. They might start one more.
The thing is, we're going to get one more game. So if there's a winner here, somebody can close the match out with the next game that we're going to see. Because that match clock is going to be longer than the game time.
There we go. And now comes the time scrambles here. Bortnik down 2 seconds.
I like what Dennis has done. The knight is going to be problematic here. Oh, I wouldn't have traded it though.
He said, not anymore.
I
Take the
wouldn't have
knight.
traded it.
And now it's a flag fest. Do not. Children, close your eyes.
Oh no. Dennis drops the rook. He drops the rook.
Mayday! Send the help! Oh, it hurts.
That is tragic. And we
And he
will
gets
get
to start a
one more
game, and you get one more game. Oh my goodness! And Bortnik with the black pieces basically trying to win here.
This is it, folks. He can win it with the black pieces right now. Otherwise, any other result, we go to tie breaks.
Here we go. Naroditsky and chat, what's up, bro? Hey, good luck in the next round too as well. Naroditsky and chat, you know how gross this is sometimes. Why we tell children to close their eyes in that type of situations. Because you know what's going to happen. You already know.
And we're back to the same type of game, James. Yeah, right. We have a huge attack. Maybe it's not sound, but it's bullet chess. Your attack does not have to be perfect. If it's an attack, that's sometimes good enough.
Yes, this is all you need here. Plus, Dennis, you're putting the pressure on Dennis. That's what you want. Put the pressure on Dennis, move fast, attack him. Think good things can happen.
What's impressive to me is that Dennis is still up a good 5-6 seconds on the clock. Like, he's very consistent with that.
Yeah, I do like Dennis's speed. I mean, this is clearly from another planet here to be up this much time on Bortnik almost every game. H4 seems like a great move. Bishop G4, maybe F3. It's weird, very strange, but played. There it is. He expected it. I am getting some material here, but Black definitely has some type of attack, especially with the rook coming to the G file. Wait a second. Oh, this doesn't
White's
look
taking
great.
all these pawns. That's looking fairly safe.
It's very safe here.
Oh no, H4.
We're making him off the board. Bortnik with the dub. You see it. He's flexing. And then Laz is out of there.
In a position where he had 7 seconds, where he had the upper hand. That creates a 2-point margin, and that wins Alexander Bortnik the match. If you couldn't tell from the two screens right there, he is elated.
He is absolutely hype. He's going crazy here. Bortnik should be. I would feel the same way. We all do if you're a Bortnik fan. Bortnik wins, and by 2. That's all it takes. And didn't have to take it to a tiebreaker. Look, he's pumped. He is pumped out of his mind. He's earned his spot to go face Daniel Naroditsky in a rematch in the losers final. Wow, that's impressive there. Wow, what do you think of that so far, Armando? What just happened?
Unbelievable. We have our losers final set. It is Daniel Naroditsky against Alexander Bortnik. He had to fight tooth and nail to take out Denis Lazavik. They kept, one player would win, take the lead, immediately be tied again. But crunch time, and in a position where Dennis had the better position, he had more time. It looked like it would be a tie match and then a tie break, but Bortnik finds a checkmate in 1. Dennis completely misses it. He'll be thinking about that blunder. It's such a sad way to go out, but you know what? Bortnik took his chance, and he's moved on to the losers final, where the guys are going to be playing for an opportunity, James, to take on Alireza Firouzja, who has not lost a match, and he's won them all by 10 games. That's a tough guy to take out, but you know what? They both want a spot.
That is a tough guy, and to take out, absolutely. But they got to first see which one is me or you, bro, is going to go try to fight Alireza in that grand final there, guys. So we still have more chess coming up, another final, and then a final after that, and maybe even a reset. Very possible. But in the meantime, guys, you want to reset yourself for this summer sale. Take care of yourself, chat. Pat yourself on the back. You've been working so hard. Celebrate summer with 50% off premium memberships on Chess.com. Unlock unlimited game review, puzzles, lessons, and more. Half off for a limited time only. Visit chess.com/membership or use !summer in chat to claim this offer. Not available to existing premium members or the friends or family plan. Guys, we have more chess. Alexander Bortnik versus Daniel Naroditsky in the losers final. We'll see you guys in a few.
This July, the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Tour arrives in Las Vegas. In a city built on noise, lights, and thrill, the world's sharpest minds meet in silent battle. Before the Grand Slam begins, the city heats up with the Chestival, a unique crossover where chess meets culture and competition, Co-organized by former NBA star Derrick Rose and Freestyle Chess.
Chestival 2025, where basketball meets chess.
But when the lights dim and the boards are reset, it's time for the Grand Slam to begin. Magnus Carlsen enters as the man to beat. But Las Vegas is different. Under the lights of a city that lives for risk, can he do it again?
I'm really looking forward to the Vegas event. It's going to be exciting, so I'm really happy just to be playing.
Hosted at the famous Wynn, the tournament unfolds in one of the city's most luxurious and iconic venues. Every game is unpredictable. Every moment counts. And this time, the fans are in the room. Only 300 tickets available per day. Every round, every move, every heartbeat, life. Be there when the world's best collide.
See you in Vegas.
Hi, my name is Arjun Erigaisi. I'll be taking the visual memory test now. Okay, I managed, I did. I think I'll lose it.
Hi, Matt. Okay, I forgot that you can mess up 3 times on each level. But yeah, I mouse slipped there. I'm just missing 1, I guess. I don't remember. Oh, I'm missing 2. Okay. That's okay.
If you get time to look at it. Okay. Yeah, it's getting very confusing now. Oh god. Okay.
It's only a point.
Give me the bishop.
Yes. Tactics. No, it's on F1. Oh yes. Oh yes. Check. No. That's on G2. Yeah.
find the queen so I can promote it. Mate, somewhere it's on the 8 ball. Somewhere it's mate. Good game.
I'm not sure if he's playing, but Andrew Tang for sure like has the fastest reaction time. Yeah, I think he for sure has it because he plays so quickly in Hyper Blood. It's insane.
Okay. I mean, I guess Andrew is invited, eh? Yeah, then of course yes.
Honestly, I think I probably do. I think Danya might be a close second, but I think I might take it.
I have always enjoyed playing this bullets, but I'm like nobody next to people like Karu, you know, on the younger generation who has played like over at least over 10,000 games, maybe more. Of course, there are some people who specialize in bullets, like Andrew Tong or Naroditsky is very good, of course.
Do you have a favorite from the Bota sisters?
No.
True.
What?
I'm shook.
I'm honestly happy about that answer, but I know I'm still the favorite.
There are sides in the sisters that I appreciate more, like in each of them.
Am I your best friend? You asked me this question, so I get to turn the tables on you.
You're one of my best friends.
He shook his hand no.
She is not your best friend.
I know. Do you think Alex and I are the most entertaining chess content creators?
Yes.
She thinks you're good, but it's a lie.
It's still a lie.
Okay, I still love you. You really
What if I'm
tried.
just genuinely nervous answering a lie detector?
So what happened is that she gets the question, and she's thinking that, oh yes, they are.
Yeah, but then she's...
And then after a little while, boom, comes a reaction.
makes
says
sense.
that, okay, there are maybe someone else. Or...
Which is fair. I think that's a very fair answer.
Do you care more about your content career than your chess career?
Yes.
True.
Wow, and Dina's very competitive.
It's genuinely very hard to improve at chess at a certain level. Also, time is not in your favor. I don't want to say it's easier to rise as a content creator because it's very hard to rise as a content creator. But if you were to compare, make a career in content creation or in a professional like chess, I think I personally have more future in the content creation.
Let's go, guys. We are back with the losers final here. Alexander Bortnik versus Daniel Naroditsky. They meet again. Aman, are they ready? What are we ready?
That's a better question, James. Are we ready? Is the chat ready for yet another matchup between Daniel Naroditsky and Alexander Bortnik? Let's show everyone the path, how they got here. Obviously, Daniel has been waiting in the losers final. He dropped down from the winners final after a loss to Alireza, but Bortnik, we've seen him in action earlier today in the losers semifinal. Now they match up against one another, and this is a matchup that you mentioned, James, has already happened before.
Yeah, and they played so many games together, guys. I mean, as you look at this bracket here, or look at this losers final card, whatever you want to call it, these guys have been here so many times. In fact, if you read there, Bortnik has played less than half the number of bullet games as Daniel. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means Bortnik has played 29,000 games of bullet on Chess.com. How many games have you played? Check it out. Has played, however, over 66,000 games on Chess.com in bullet. That's crazy. And they met in the winners quarterfinal. Daniel won 11-7. That's a lot of games there, Amon, right?
Yeah, I mean, Daniel has that history, right, winning 11-7 in this event. Of course, bullet is such a streaky game. It doesn't necessarily mean, oh, next match is going to be 11-7 again. Not at all. And how are we sitting here calling Alexander Bortnik with 30,000 games of bullet? Oh yeah, he's a little inexperienced, James. You know, he might not have the same experience that Daniel has with 66,000. I think both of these guys are very familiar, not just with bullet, but with one another. Look at the head-to-head as well. Obviously, Daniel leading that one, but anyone can have that match where everything seems to flow. They're seeing all the tactics. They're playing at their highest level. You have to catch your opponent on a bad day.
Oh, yeah. In fact, Daniel mentioned yesterday, he said, you know, and Bullet Brawl, which, believe it or not, he's actually warming up, as we heard on the back end. He's warming up with Bullet Brawl. He's in right now, like playing Bullet Brawl before this match happens. He just can't get enough of him. We're going to have to send him to, you know, what do they call it? A BA, which is a Bullet Players Anonymous, in fact, because he's just playing bullet chess all the time. So at the same time here, though, it's good to understand that he said the thing about Bortnik yesterday in Bullet Brawl. Lots of times, you know, he can't win a game sometimes against Bortnik, or the other way around. Sometimes it's Daniel winning all the games. So, you know, they have a great friendship, but right now they are not friends on the board.
They are rivals, and yeah, you called it there. Thinking back to the interviews that we've done with Daniel in this Bullet Chess Championship, you know, he had a lot of praise for Bortnik, but he also recognizes sometimes it's him that wins those just 8 to 10 games in a row. They match up against each other, and he said they rarely have matches that are dead even, right? Somebody usually just crushes the other. It's not always the same person. So we might be seeing a different matchup, even though they're so strong. We might be seeing a matchup different than the one Bortnik just played against Denis Lazavik. It might not just be neck and neck. Someone could pull away, and that's what Daniel had alluded to, that most of their matches tend to go that way.
Absolutely. As I mean, see Bortnik getting ready there, just composing himself. Daniel doing the same. Like, what is that in that cup? Is that some Starbucks or something? Like, with the Starbucks, got some type of, you know, drink there.
He's always doing something, right? Always drinking, eating, snacking. You know, he's always fueling the system.
Oh man, Daniel, always making sure he's high energy, ready to go. As you need that, you need every bit of energy you can play, or that you can use in these games here. As games are about to start between these two guys, we are all excited. Chat, what do you think? Let's put some predictions. Who are you rooting for? Is it Bortnik or is it Daniel? Who is going to go face Alireza Firouzja in the grand final? Will it be Daniel Naroditsky or will it be Alexander Bortnik? Choice is yours, chat. The choice is yours.
It's an important one. This is 30 minutes of bullet chess to decide who is going to face off against Alireza Firouzja in the grand final. And remember, whoever wins this, James, is going to have to beat Alireza not just once. That's been hard enough in this event. Going to have to beat him twice, back to back.
Oh, shoot. You know what? You might as well just, listen, hey, that's just too tough to do. Okay, that's really hard to do. That's just ridiculous. I forgot about you at the grand final reset, even though I mentioned it. I'm like, oh, yeah, grand final reset, but forgetting the task that it takes. You got to beat Alireza in 2 matches here.
You know what, James?
Hot.
It's a little easier to say it, isn't it? It's like, oh, yeah, grand final reset.
Just beat him in the grand final. Easy. Just beat him in the grand final. Twice.
Here we go. Chess on the board. We are off. The timer has officially started, top left of your screen. And Danya immediately, he's given that look like something's not sitting right, not looking right to him. And I don't know if it's the chess, but he's feeling like maybe he's playing a little slow.
It's chess. Like, what is
He's not
up with my...
satisfied with something here.
Yeah. My pawn is green. The rest of them are white. I don't understand. No, but he actually is on 2 screens. He's fixing something on the fly here, which is sort of annoying because he is eating up a lot of time here, which is definitely very annoying. Not happy about what's going on.
Yeah. This is it's so easy to tell when a bullet player just notices even the smallest thing, whether it's like a lag thing, the piece is not moving as swiftly as they're used to. These guys know, right? They played so many games, they know immediately when something's off.
And he's already, worse, as you can see. You see, he's just frustrated. Wow, king on F3. Do not try this at home, chat. Do not try this at home. There's a king on the F3 square. Oh my goodness, This is a resignation. It's tough.
This is game over, but he's
what
definitely frustrated about how that game went down. However, right back in, and I see the guys are just continuing. So kind of makes me think once again, is this something that you should look into, James? If you're Danya, say, hang on, what just happened there? Maybe we should take a look at that.
Absolutely. I mean, just to make sure everything is okay here. We don't want any problems, any issues, any internet problems or anything. Fair play check, whatever. Hey, we want to make sure everything's ready to go and be locked in for the rest of the game, the entirety of it, because this is a big match. In fact, the biggest match for both of them, the entire Bullet Chess Championship. I'm trying to make it to the grand final.
That's right. Obviously, a phenomenal start. Oh, and Danya can't be happy with that move right there. I was going to say a phenomenal start for Bortnik. It just got even better. E5 is just a one mover, a mistake there. Queen on D7 was loose. The pin hurts. And it looks like it could be a 2-0 start here for Bortnik. That knight's going down as well.
Yeah. That's tough already. But hey, we've seen it before. It does happen where it's a streaky game. Maybe Danya shakes off the jitters or whatever's going on, and goes on a streak. It is possible.
Well, I don't want to call anything. It's obviously way too early, but we have to remember that these players, they tend to just win really badly against one another. Like, not a lot of, 6-6, it's a really close tied match. No, when someone gets going, they really start going. And right now, it's looking like Bortnik. So, like you said, got to turn that around immediately before it gets out of hand and turns into one of those types of matches.
What do you think that takes there, Aman? Is it just like, Super Saiyan mode? You just like power up? Or is it like, Zen moment, calm yourself down? What is it? What does that take? What does that look like for you, Aman?
Yeah, for different people, different things. I mean, I think for me, if I'm in the situation, I really need to like lock in and focus. It's like a deep breath and I don't need extra hype. It's more silent.
And it's actually very silent right now.
I'm locked in too.
Everybody locked in right now. Everybody, moment of silence here. Like, what's going to happen? You can hear a pin drop in the broadcast.
Winning for Bortnik, even though he's down the queen.
He's going to push the pawn. He wants to get queen e8 in. He does, but it's not enough time.
Yeah, rook c5, and now it's over. Not a check in sight for that black king.
Look at the fortress.
King h1 to try, but these guys are at the level where they expect that king h1 attempt. 3-0 for Alexander Bortnik. And Danya, I still feel like he's not quite there. He's not fully present. He hasn't locked into this game the way that he would want to. And certainly he's really just unhappy with his own play to start off this match, James.
This line right here, though, is actually extremely good for white. Queen f4, and the idea here is rook e1 and knight g5. And you're very good here in these lines. And then the reason why you go rook e1 is to defend the e5 pawn. Yeah, he's already cooking here. Bishop g6 takes. Yeah, he finally got something, which is nice here. But well, at least Bortnik did. I mean,
there you go. Rook back to e1, not trading the rooks there. And look at this. He's going to resign again. He knows this is dead.
What is going on, Aman? This is a 4-0. Talk to me.
To be
It's
fair,
4-0, bro.
this is what they were saying. Like, Danya was candid. He was like, it's not only me. Like, sometimes I crush Bortnik 8-0. It happens. But the other times it happens to me. Like, we just don't have even matches. They're even players, but individual matches, they tend to get out of hand.
Chat, we need an answer. What's going on? It's 4-0. We were not expecting this at all, in fact. So something needs to happen. Danya definitely needs to obviously wake up here. We need to get on the board. I know he knows this too as well, but it's difficult to see because this is a lot on the line. You win. You go to the loser's final here. And Bortnik hasn't faced Alireza yet. But also, Danya still has a chance here, but he needs to get on the board. Definitely needs to get on the board here, and it needs to start happening now.
Yeah, and getting on the board, it doesn't necessarily mean winning. Truly, even a draw just for the sheer confidence would help a lot. It's 5-0.
This is getting out of hand. I did not expect this at all. I really thought this would be back and forth. Whoa. Yeah, I'm almost speechless here.
And they're playing, a very similar type of position. Danya he can't be happy with these attacking positions that he's giving Bortnik, but that's just where, sometimes, James, maybe you can relate. You're playing bullet and there's a line that you don't really like, but you just pre-move into it. Like, you just can't help it. You pre-move and you're like, man, I'm playing this line again.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You just pre-move into some stuff and you just, as best as you can, I think he had Queen E2 and the knight was trapped, believe it or not. But very annoying, obviously, on Danya's standpoint. He just wants to get on the board, bro. Like, I got to do something. There's a lot of psych involved. People are watching, too, as well, which is one thing you do want to understand. They feel all of this pressure here. They've played so many games, and looks like Danya is likely to go down in this game, too, as well. We are obviously wanting to have a good match here. But you have to start very well. He's up time. Wait a second. Hold on. We do have something. Look how much time.
Oh, he's up a ton of time, but that's just, you can tell he's in the mode where clearly the chess is not working. Something's not working. So he's like, well, let me just speed up entirely, right? That can make a huge difference. So he's trying to get a game on the clock. And if he can do that, that might be the energy he needs to just start a run.
He's up 20 seconds. Like, that's like 2 pieces.
Here comes the checkmate threat, though. Rook G7.
Oh, my goodness. He couldn't stop the checkmate.
He couldn't stop it. Even that, when he's up so much time, it's just Bortnik getting it done on the board. 6-0. I can't believe we're talking about a scoreline 6-0 in loser's final here.
It is literally like watching Alireza do what he's done in every round here, except it's not Alireza. It's Bortnik.
Yeah, he is impressive.
Look at this, chat. Thoughts, chat. What do we do? What does Danya have to do? Is it over for Danya already? We just started. We're 9 minutes into the round.
Yeah, this is a really, really tough spot to call because Danya he's basically just playing extremely fast. And if he's able to turn these...
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to stack the bishop and then resign? And the chair did a perfect twirl. Oh, it's still going.
No, that's great. I had to gather myself real quick.
James, since you left, Daniel lost another game. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I had to gather myself.
Yep. No, it's tough out here. 7-0. 7-0. I mean,
I've never seen this from
he really just needs one. I know it sounds crazy, but he
one.
basically doesn't have the confidence, it looks like, to play these positions where he's slightly worse because Bortnik has shown that he's able to convert them very confidently. So all he needs is one just to basically remind himself, like, hey, but you're an amazing player. Yeah, you're capable here, and you can easily forget that.
We all know how strong Danya is. If you don't watch his streams, if you don't know, Danya is an incredible bullet player, one of the best on the planet. At some point, even I think he was #1 on the site, I think, at some point. I remember being 3,400 bullets, something close to it, but just amazing player, as we know. Sometimes, as you mentioned, it is a little bit of the confidence. You just need to get on the board. You get on the board and just you feel better. And this is unbelievable.
It's way out of hand right now. It's 8-0. And even the emotion from Bortnik, you're not really seeing because it's hard. He's not even like super pumped about these. He's counting them though, and believe me, they mean something to him. He's like, okay, another one. This is good. We're keeping up the streak. He just doesn't want to change anything. Whatever's happening is working.
Yeah, it's definitely working here. Okay, Donnie got a respectable position here, I believe. I think he should. Yeah, this probably is it, guys. Let's say everybody hold the house, hold the fort, boys. I think this might be the game. Even though the pawns are doubled on e3 and e4, strange double. Whoa.
Yeah, king g3, king
was not expecting that
h2.
one. Yeah, and we'll get the king back around. But I think he has good central control, obviously, with the double pawns. I think he has a good position here.
I do like the move queen to g5.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to
too?
turn around.
Yeah, it's got to be down.
Bishop c4.
Very nice. Up 15 seconds. Good position.
E4?
E4 wins. There it is. He's on the board.
That's it.
He's on the board.
Now, truly, he has to win this game. Like any nonsense and somehow not claiming the win in this one would just be way too much.
Yeah.
But I love that sack. I think he's done the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's on the board, boys. He's on the board. So finally, he got a game. Now he needs to, run off a string of games here. Easier said than done, especially how the form that Bortnik is in right now. It's quite scary to do, But, hey, you do one, you can do it again. It's possible.
Yep. And you can sack for that knight as well.
There we go. No problems, no issues.
Take your time, get it done, and get on the board 8-1 for anyone thinking, adoption this, adoption that. 10 in a row is not happening. Nobody beats Daniel Naroditsky 9 games in a row. We're back in the Joe Bava, London, and it's not, I want to reiterate, it's not a joke. That whole thing about winning one game, all of a sudden 8-1, not just saying that to generate some fake hype. That is how Bullet works, and there's no guarantee that it's going to happen, but if it is, this is the start.
This is the start, but it may not be this game. He is absolutely it's not this game. He was already messed up through the opening.
No chance in that
game.
one.
Rookie won F4. Like it was not going to be this game. But
just got to remind yourself, you can take games off him, but I know the slump you get into, the lack of confidence. Bullet is just like I've never doubted my own ability in chess more than a bullet match. It makes me feel like I don't have the skills that I know I do have.
That's
only Bullet
funny.
that does that.
Yeah, it's only Bullet that does that, guys. It's a very streaky game, and of course, we've all, if you've played Bullet before, probably lost 10 games in a row at some point. And maybe it's to one, maybe it's to many players, but it happens, and you just bounce back. You understand? Listen, it happens. It's a streaky game. Queen H5 here played. Queen H6, beautiful. Now he needs to get more pieces into the game.
Yeah,
C4
Anya is completely crushing this position. I'm wondering, do you go all out like F5? Yes, because F6, Queen G7.
Brilliant move here. Brilliant.
And if you're playing the match that Daniel's playing, where obviously you're getting killed here 9-1, I think you played moves like F5 with little calculation. You're like, get it out there. I'm sure it's good. If not, what's another loss at this point,
Oh, yeah. What happens on F6 here? He plays it. Okay, so that was just... Yeah, white 20.
Bishop to C3. Bishop G2 is coming, but it's only a check. That is checkmate. It's 9-2. At least they're trading wins here. It's like a guy that was surging, winning 8 in a row. Finally, you win one game. Okay, he wins again. Now you've gone from losing them all to maybe trading wins. And then from there, you want to progress to actually winning some in a row yourself. Let's see if he can turn that corner.
Yeah, possible here. Nice position, obviously, for both sides. It's still the opening here. Tried to play Joe Bava. He surprised him with a bishop F5, which generally the engine response is E4. He played H4 to mix it up a little bit, make him think probably.
Well, he's got to mix it up because, the guy that he worked on that course with is sitting across from him here. They imagine doing some work on an opening and then you have to play each other in that opening. It's like, who's going to go for what line?
Like, you remember this line, bro? This was in chapter 4. You don't remember, bro? You did this file. Like, oh, yeah, I got you.
That's right. There's some good pressure here on the H pawns, which is kind of tying these rooks down to a very passive position.
Yeah, I do like Black's solidity or being very solid in the position with B7, C6, D5. Nice pawn structure. Super equal, though. Rooks probably would be traded. There it is. And yeah.
It's like the
maybe.
exact same game. It's all about time at this point.
Big take. Who's up? Time?
Oh, a bad pre-move. King e6.
Oh.
He's upset about that one. There's nothing to do there. Knight takes c5 even.
Knight gets back in time. Nothing.
Yes, it does. And 8 seconds is a lifetime for someone like Alexander Bortnik. Time on the top left. Keep that in mind. 14 minutes, ticking down. H4 played by Danya. He's throwing everything at the game here.
Yeah, at this point, he's just like, you know what, bro? Just play some move. Like, play unorthodox, whatever. I like what he's doing, though. H4, H5, just play. A lot of pressure's off in a way. It's in like, sometimes you feel like you have to win all the games. And sometimes when you get that loss or a few in a row, you're like, you know what, whatever. You just play it. So that could be a confidence boost. I have seen that many times where one player being down in the match, just like, you know what, I don't care anymore. And you actually use that to your advantage. But it also could backfire, obviously.
That's right. Knight c6, knight b5. Also played bishop f5 there. No, they decided to just trade. There is some problems, on the h7 square, but the knight, it sits on f6, and it's not going to move.
They lose that pawn there, but hey, still got another one. Past d pawn. Bishop b3 looks nice. It's like, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, not too impressed.
Not too impressed. Yeah, g3, maybe king g2. Nice waiting move. Put the clock back on Bortnik. Time about even.
Bortnik has been solid, right? He's been fast. He's been tactically sound. And, Danya got the win against him earlier in this event, but he's definitely getting his payback, his revenge right now in this match, 10-2.
As he said, even Daniel himself, he just said, in the interview, hey, one day it's me, one day it's him. And right now, it's Bortnik. In the last match, it was Naroditsky.
Ooh,
oh, my goodness.
Knight g4 hurts. Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in. There comes the A pawn. It's just not enviable, right? It's not going your way. 11-2, and you still got to sit here for 12 more minutes when it looks like mathematically you probably couldn't even make the comeback that you need to happen.
Yeah. Chat, do you think it's possible? Chat, do you think it's possible? Danya comebackers anywhere in chat. Will Danya make an epic comeback? Or will he just fall to Bortnik here? What do you think in chat? What are we thinking here? Chat's just like, nah, dog. No, bro. Dang, Chat, dang.
We have some realists in the chat here. This particular position, I like what I'm seeing from Danya with the bishop and queen, but it seems like as long as you cover these entry squares, this is a position that you can shuffle easier with white. However, time. That's what it's all about.
It is. That's what it's all about here. Time and time again. Here we go. All right. Yeah, he's feeling okay. Danya up a lot of time here, though.
Yeah, he's going to sack. There's no
time.
bishop b3.
Big balk in chat. Bortnik is now better here, but he's down time. This is like
happening though.
Backs up so much time here. I think he's just going to flag him. Is what I believe here.
Ooh, this is risky. White can play this for a win.
Bortnik with 3
you
seconds.
have the problem is the light squared bishop is just no good.
Bortnik with 1 second. Oh, at least he got a draw.
Yep. He knows what he's doing. Take that material off the board. Secure a draw if you can't guarantee a win. 11.5 to 2.5. And with 10 minutes remaining, this is looking all but over. And unfortunately for Danya, he just never got the start he wanted. It felt like a bad start. Not sure, something on his end didn't look right. And then from there, the chess was no better. And Bortnik, this match was much better than Danya earlier in the event. Danya was better than Bortnik. So it just depends. If I'm having my good match, James, I guess I'd rather have it now, right? It's kind of more important.
That is true. It is. Yeah, you would rather have a better match now than the matches before. He got knocked down to the losers bracket. In fact, they both did. Danya was the one to knock down Bortnik. If you guys missed the match before, Danya won the match earlier in the Bullet Chess Championship, and now it's a clear turnaround here where Bortnik is now up 10 games against Danya. Something I never thought we would see, at least in the Bullet Chess Championship.
An incredible margin, and it already sparks the conversation about the next match. Like Bortnik is locked in and focused on this one, and who knows if he's actually looking at that match clock. But for anyone who is, the math is not really looking possible here for a comeback. And obviously, Daniel is just he's not able to get the positions that he wants here, and so far it has looked like Bortnik is in complete control.
Definitely looks like he's kind of cruising here to the finish line, or at least not finish line. You have, you're the quarter mile mark or whatever. Like you do have to go face Alireza in the next match, which is great job. Now you got to go face Alireza. Like, dang.
Yeah, that's a tough task, but it definitely seems like between the two here, Bortnik is looking quite in form. Right, he had a tough game against Dennis. But just stylistically, that's how they matched up. And he's just got to hope that he matches up stylistically against Alireza, but feels like just about nobody does.
That's true. In fact, as we mentioned, even some chat is saying this Bortnik. Yeah, if this Bortnik shows up to face Alireza, this could be a very big match, in fact, which it is already. But, I mean, this type of play from Bortnik here definitely is impressive and could be something to see in our last match, or maybe potentially two last matches if we have a grand final reset.
He's going to clean up the pawns there. Oh,
look at the
even
pre-move.
Taking stride.
And
there you go. Danya is on the board. Pretty nice game there. Yeah, if you're just joining the scoreline, it looks out of hand, but you know what? I think these are the types of matches that you sometimes get between strong players. It's all about how your style matches up, and these guys they throw everything at each other. So if one of them is just in form, feeling it that day, that match, they put up huge score lines like this, and maybe the next one they play might be 12.5 to 3.5 for Danya. But in the Bullet Chess Championship, in this match, the one that matters to move on, Bortnik is having a day.
Yeah, that's correct. It's just he is having a day is the best way to put it here. As again, Danya said in the interview, if you missed it, some days it's him, some days it's Bortnik, and clearly that day for today is all Bortnik. All Bortnik.
Knight c5. I mean, another pretty controlled position here for Alexander.
Bishop b6. Oh, you look at the rook. Oh, that was nice.
That's one I didn't expect.
Yeah, I like that.
Matter of fact, it looks like it should work, but king a6 is the only move. And it just keeps everything defended. Wow.
He finds king a6. That was the only move there. Bortnik definitely in the zone. Only move there.
He's gonna have to bring his A game, right? The absolute best that he's got to take out Alireza.
And I think right now, I mean, he's spotting everything. The tactics are there, the precision, the speed. It's looking very good for Bortnik. Is he be able to challenge Alireza?
And the time is quite low here. Is he going to be able to take this pawn? No, he's not. And Danya will win that game. I think he won the last one, right? So I think that is the first back-to-back for Danya in this match. But with 5 minutes remaining, we are only going to see at most a couple more games after this one. And there is just no way that amount of games will make up for what was at some point a 10-point deficit, now cut down to 8.
Here we go. Some very spicy Jababa lines here. Probably should take. You would have King D2, believe it or not. There, strangely enough, and then take on D7.
I was
take
thinking
C3.
King D2, especially with the type of match that they've been playing. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, King D2. Knight C6 there. Oh, threatening Knight C6. Steps out of the way.
Ooh, we might see Knight B5 ideas. Oh, not anymore after Bishop H6. Nice move there. Bishop D2. Can you imagine getting forked like that? Never expected.
Very rare. Apparently, White's still crushing here, but that was not the move. I don't know what it was. Maybe Rook E7 and then D6 or something. And Rook C5. Who knows? Who knows?
Can't even keep up. Obviously.
Oh, yikes.
And that's just a hanging piece there. And this should be a pretty convincing game for Bortnik. But again, he's got to do it against the clock.
It's true. Danya, so much time once again. Yeah. Oh, takes on F3. Got rid of that pawn check. Trying to flag him 9 seconds. It's very possible for him to flag. Takes the rook. He doesn't care about anything. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, he's not going to flag.
Yeah. It's this is Bortnik we're talking about. Not only is Bortnik great at the end of those games, but you can have days where you're just feeling the time scrambles, your instincts, your predictions are just better than other days, and today's definitely one of those days.
Well, Bortnik fans are hype and raving. Danya fans are sad, as Danya will unfortunately be eliminated. But we still have another match. The big boy match. The winner's final match. The grand final will be Bortnik versus Alireza Firouzja, who is on a tear. Will this Bortnik, in style here, be able to take down Alireza Firouzja? What do you think? What do you guys think, Chad? Do you think this Bortnik in form will be able to take out Alireza, or do you think it'll be what we've already seen from Alireza?
Yeah, that's the question. Bortnik does seem to be, close to his best. His rating also reflects it, right? 3262. I don't know these guys' high ratings. I'm sure they've probably eclipsed further than this, but this definitely seems like a pretty high rating for him. And he's going to be weighing heavy, right? Going into that matchup against Alireza. So it feels like he is kind of showing up at his most dangerous.
He is most dangerous here. It's going to be a very, very exciting match, guys. You better be ready for it. It's going to be fireworks. Very beefy rating there, 3262. What's Alireza's at? I think he was 3290. I went back and checked some of the games yesterday.
Yeah, I saw him at over 3,300 during his previous match. So it'll definitely be a very high elo match, 15.5 to 4.5. And it's just clean up here, as I was going to say we're getting to our final game, but with how long these games have actually been taking, I'm not even convinced that this will be our final game. We might see another one, but let's focus on this one. It's Danya's last hurrah. Can he end on a win?
Nice end on a win there. Danya is unfortunately out.
Ooh, E4 is being threatened there.
A6. Take F7 too.
Yeah, the knight gets the D5 square to use.
No, can't make any progress there. D5 is a nice move here. And now he wants to take on D5 again. Bishop D5 looks good. Take everything and take D5.
Time is even. I feel like we're probably going to get another game here, but let's see.
Check.
Be careful you don't drop your rook to a fork or something.
More time. Yeah, what's up? What's up, Kevin Finch? I see you. Yeah. Daniel looks tired. Draw by repetition. Yeah, it's tough. He's just out of it. He has to go Super Saiyan. Not here. In fact, if you mean in the final, yes. If you're talking about Bortnik, there 19 seconds left. Should be time for one more.
Even if they I wouldn't be forced to play a game, right? I mean, if I'm Danya, I'm probably thinking, hey, you want to just not play another game? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's what happened here. I think he just might be it. I
I
don't
think
see
they're
any
playing
moves.
right now.
They might be
I'm
playing.
quite sure that they are. I mean, those expressions are two people immersed in a game. So
Wow, playing blindfold chess here, guys. Playing blindfold bullet, which is an
yeah,
option on Chess.com. That's insane. I've seen some of that. I tried it and I was like, this isn't working. I need to be able to see their pieces too. But that's kind of weird.
I
Draw
think
by
they
agreement.
actually drew the last game. Yeah, for some reason we didn't even see the moves, but they drew the last game. The match is over, and you can see the score there. You know, it was like a 10-point lead. It ended up more than 10 points. Congratulations to Alexander Bortnik. James, just dominant. There's no other way to say it. That happens even with two of the strongest players in the world at bullet chess. A dominant performance and a margin of 11 points in victory. Congratulations to Alexander Bortnik, moving on to the grand final against Alireza Firouzja.
Absolutely. As we see there, now you see the grand final is set. Everyone went through the losers bracket here. Alexander Bortnik made it all the way through the losers final in style here and in good form to face and not out of form by far Alireza Firouzja, who is on fire, stormed his way to the grand final there. Alexander Bortnik is there to challenge him, try to force a grand final reset to be able to crown himself or Alireza the bullet chess champion of 2025. Guys, that is awesome stuff. We still got another round coming up, a final, and get your tickets because they are free here, but you also need to get your tickets too for Las Vegas, boys and girls. You know what time it is. Come on now, tickets are officially on sale for the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam on and in Las Vegas from July 16th to the 20th. Your favorite Grandmasters, including Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, and Fabiano Caruana, will battle for the title, and you can be there live. To get your tickets before they sell out, use exclamation point TIX, T-I-X, in chat. Guys, we have Alireza Firouzja versus Alexander Bortnik in the grand final coming up in like 20 minutes. So just get a snack or something like that. We'll be back in a few.
This July, the Freestyle Chess Grand Slam Tour arrives in Las Vegas. In a city built on noise, lights, and thrill, the world's sharpest minds meet in silent battle. Before the Grand Slam begins, the city heats up with the Chestival, a unique crossover where chess meets culture and competition, co-organized by former NBA star Derrick Rose and Freestyle Chess.
Chestival 2025, where basketball meets chess.
But when the lights dim and the boards are reset, it's time for the Grand Slam to begin. Magnus Carlsen enters as the man to beat. But Las Vegas is different. Under the lights of a city that lives for risk, can he do it again?
I'm really looking forward to the Vegas event. It's going to be exciting, so I'm really happy just to be playing.
Hosted at the famous Wynn, the tournament unfolds in one of the city's most luxurious and iconic venues. Every game is unpredictable. Every moment counts. And this time, the fans are in the room. Only 300 tickets available per day. Every round, every move, every heartbeat, life. Be there when the world's best collide.
See you in Vegas.
Hey, my name's Sam Sevian, and we're about to try the sequence memory test. So, here we go.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think now getting a bit challenging. I went unlucky.
I've not done this before, so will be interesting. Okay. Wow. Yes. Ah, okay.
I haven't done this in a while, but we'll see how I do, starting with sequence memory.
Has my sister's trash talk ever genuinely hurt your feelings?
No, but I love when her trash talk is mean. I genuinely enjoy being trash talked.
That's very true. Wow.
Do you think the internet understands you?
No.
True.
I wish people would better understand my humor, the irony behind my toxic personality, because I do believe that I'm genuinely a very kind and caring person, and I wish internet knew that better.
Does it bother you that your boyfriend is higher rated at chess?
No, I love it. It excites me.
True.
If it would get 1 million views, or let's say there's $1 million prize fund, would you rematch me to chess boxing?
Yes.
Definitely.
Would you be able to punch me in the face during a boxing match?
No.
Okay, so she doesn't want to.
Would you punch me in the face during a boxing match if it got 1 million views?
No.
True.
I would.
Okay, so
for 1 million views. That's impressive.
I had a lot of reactions on her. You could get the impression that was because she really wanted to do a rematch.
Yeah, but she wouldn't actually hurt me.
But it creates a lot of reactions to her because she probably doesn't want to do that at all.
I truly believe that I would make a rematch and not hurt you, and it would still get 1 million views. So I would just get beaten, but we would get the 1 million views. I would be so down to sacrifice myself for that.
It's the most romantic thing anyone's ever said to me.
It's a mix for sure, but I would think accuracy is still... You still have to be quite accurate in 1-0. There is quite a bit of time, I think. Maybe 70-30 in favor of accuracy, let's say.
No, it's mostly about reaction time, of course. It's best if you can combine these two. Yeah, you can play like very great chess and get flagged in the end, so obviously being quick is like of utmost importance, I would say. Yeah, and that's what's I mean, the biggest difference, yeah, between Bullet and Bliss or some other time control, that here you don't have that many time and that much time, and yeah, you have to be fast.
Probably accuracy, but yeah, I mean, reaction time definitely helps with anticipating a lot of things.
Definitely reaction time. It's so short. If you spend time on one move, that might cost you.
Yeah.
Have you ever wished you could just play game after game against a coach who actually teaches you stuff? Imagine a coach that plays at your level, tailors challenges for you, and even gives you feedback while you play. Well, buckle up, because that's exactly what we built. Introducing Play Coach on Chess.com. You can now literally play a full-on game against Coach, who talks to you, points out threats, praises your genius bishop moves, and gently roasts you for missing that fork that's been there for more than 5 moves. Here's how it works. Go to chess.com/play/coach, or just hit up Play Coach in the app. Pick your color, choose the difficulty, and boom, you're in. You can even customize your coach. Don't like their vibe? Change it up. Choose a new coach. Want more or less help? Toggle move suggestions. Turn on or off threat arrows, the eval bar. You are in control. Coach will break down your play as you go. We're talking real-time feedback here. Strategic tips, motivation, compliments when you crush it, hints when you need them, all of it targeted exactly at your level. Total beginner? Coach will teach you opening principles, basic tactics, and king safety. More advanced? Then coach will give you tips on pawn structure, positional ideas, the works. So stop wasting time. Go to chess.com/play/coach, fire up a game, and actually start getting better. Coach is waiting for you on the board, and I'll see you around on chess.com.
Hello guys, I'm Nihal Sarin and I'll be trying to do aim trainer. Yeah, I've seen Andrew Tang do this quite a bit. He's completely insane, but I guess this will be fun. Let's see. Yeah, it's fine.
We want to show you some special and fun moments from your career and have you reacting to those videos.
Okay. Yes. I mean, this tournament means a lot for me. Also, I learned some from my opponent. I feel she is really has some fighting experience and plays nice.
Every time after the game, we do this kind of stuff. Like she says something, maybe I just think about something funny during the game. I just can't hide my emotion. I want to laugh and yeah, something
It's
like.
difficult to hold in.
Yeah, I think she's better than me, kind of this stuff, because maybe after interview and she will ha 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 something like that.
So excited every single day because if there's many draws in classical, we always get a lot of Armageddon. There were also many days with lots of decisive games in classical. Super exciting to see, and today I think this is the peak of how this format is delivering.
Yeah, actually now I remember what happened because she told me some jokes, and when we sit there and we know and what she talk to me, and we just can't hide our emotion because she talked some like really funny jokes, like some like on the rest day, and when I saw her face and I just think about that jokes and I just can't become like a normal person.
Do you ever feel like the game is losing some of its human element with the rise of AI? I don't think it's losing the elements because AI is going to help players to play better chess. Players can never memorize everything. My name is Alireza Firouzja. We're gonna check some questions. What is Alireza Firouzja's favorite fashion designer? I think Louis Vuitton is my favorite. Where is Alireza Firouzja from? I was born in Iran. but now living long time in France. Alireza Firouzja's peak rating 2800 something 3 probably 4. Who is Alireza Firouzja's girlfriend? She's a volleyball player. What is Alireza Firouzja's favorite chess opening? I would say King's Indian or Sicilian. When did Alireza reach 2800? When I was 18.
We have a few more questions from ChatGPT.
How did moving from Iran to France was? I was already like 16, so like it was a good decision for my chess to be in Europe and the freedom of going around and playing chess. It's very good. Your style is often described as aggressive and dynamic. How would you describe your approach to the game and how do you develop this type of style? Yeah, I think my approach is very tactical, sharp attacking, and you have to solve a lot of puzzles in the beginning when you're a child, and the pattern stays in your head. What are your thoughts on balance between preparation with engines and maintaining creativity in your games? Do you ever feel like the game is losing some of its human element with the rise of AI? I don't think it's losing the elements because AI is going to help players to play better chess against each other. So I don't think chess ever going to die because players can never memorize everything. What do you consider the biggest difference between playing online chess versus over the board? For me, there's no difference. I think for a lot of players it's different from online and over the board, but for me I feel like it's the same game. Chess has seen rapid evolution in recent years. How do you see the role of young players like yourself shaping the future of chess? Yeah, I think it's very important to have good new generation coming. So I'm proud that a lot of players are very competitive, Gukesh, Arjun, and I think we have a good generation that is coming to slowly take over. What advice do you give to young players who want to reach the highest level in chess? What do you think is the most important quality? Yeah, I think the most important is to play a lot of tournaments and not be afraid of losing, especially for young people, to know that they should just think about improving, and losing is not end of the world. That's it.
Guess what, guys? We're back early. And guess who's about to watch the grand final? You are. Okay, let's go. It's the Speed Chess Championship. Bullet Chess Championship. It's just so much. It's speed. It actually is speed, but it's bullet. So at the same time, it's the Bullet Chess Championship. I'm just hyped. We in the grand final. Aman, are you ready?
I am. You know what? I forgive you, James. It's easy to be hyped. We have the grand final. This is the whole reason that we have this tournament, right? We have Alireza Firouzja, the grand final. He's been sitting there. He's been waiting. Who is going to make it through the gauntlet of the loser's bracket? And, you know, from start to finish, Alexander Bortnik, look how many matches he had to play. He's fighting tooth and nail. He got past Daniel Naroditsky after losing to him initially. He took out people Woodward, Jeffrey Zhang. I mean, Nihal Sarin, what a run he went on. Also, Denis Lazavik. Finally, Daniel Naroditsky. And James, he's made it to the grand final, where now he's going to face off against Alireza Firouzja. But, James, he has to beat him twice.
And in fact, here you see how experienced they are. As we already know about Bortnik, we talked about it before. But let's see. Alireza has played 21,000 games of Bullet on Chess.com and currently holds the Chess.com number 4 rank. While Bortnik has played 29,000 games and currently holds the number 8 spot. So the number 4 versus number 8 on Chess.com. But Bortnik is actually feeling like, shoot, I mean, if he's 4, Bortnik might be number 5 right now, depending on how he's playing today. How he was able to go through Naroditsky today, it was tough to see, but at the same time, hey, we got to make it to the grand final. Bortnik was able to do that, and he's now about to face Alireza Firouzja. All right, it's up to you now, chat. Predictions, what do you think? Is it going to be Alireza all day, as he's been doing through the rest of the tournament? For the majority of the tournament, just been 10-point, 12-point leads? Or will Bortnik be able to stop him today and force that grand final? What do you think? Predict in chat. Go right now. This is going to be nice, Aman.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into this. The thing is, we know we're seeing an in-form Alexander Bortnik based on the chess that we've seen from him today. The problem is, James, if he's up against an in-form Alireza, it might not matter. Like, you could play your best match and it just might not be enough still. So we have to see how they match up against each other as well.
Yeah, we have to see how they match up here, guys, with first 4 or 5 games. Generally, that says a lot about the match in the first 4 or 5 games here. And speaking of match, I mean, this is a 45-minute timer. So we had 30s before. We got an extra 15 minutes here, which could make a big difference.
And if they go into a reset, meaning if Alireza loses this match, the reset will only be a 30-minute match. But obviously, that's in the future. Right now, Bortnik is dealing with this uncomfortable position. The G7 pawn is being targeted. There's double pawns here. This does not look pleasant.
Oh my goodness, this is already looking kind of scary here. Wow, how do you even stop queen takes h6 here? Come on.
I think you might have to give up your queen e6.
I don't want to do that.
Well, then I got nothing for you, James.
Dang it.
I got nothing for you. How about 30 seconds difference? And Bortnik is just, welcome to the grand finals. I think he's just taking a reset, letting the time run down. Says, you know what? I definitely got crushed that game, but let's refocus. Not let things get out of hand.
Yeah, that was he probably won't repeat that one. So first game goes over to Alireza here. I do like Bortnik's position here already. Bishop h6, correct. This seems like something quite fun. See, the eval bar agrees. Knight g5, definitely nice.
Yeah, I like that. Get a rook into the e file. It definitely looks like Black's king is in a pretty tough spot, right? Can't castle in either direction here. So should come under some kind of attack. Although I say that, and it's White's king that immediately is in danger from a one-move threat.
With rook c3 being a threat, which he defends, rook c1. Takes on b3, takes a little pawn. I'll next pawn and go back home.
And look at that king having to play king d7. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks like a move you had to play, but here comes the knight to c5 to try to make him pay.
Knight c5 sacrifices here just to stay in the game and runs the king back to the other side of the board.
I wonder what the recommendation here is, because if you trade the queens, it might actually be in Black's favor. Bishop b8, threatening checkmate.
Love it. Might have to be a queen b6 here. Only move, I think. Maybe he had something else. So bishop e5, trading those bishops off. Alireza down a few seconds on the clock, getting critical in the time pressure here. He said, "You want to repeat?" I said, "Repeat what?" Bishop d4, nice move.
Yeah,
c4, there it is.
Bishop d6, another way to make the same threat.
Open up the king, bishop e5, queen g5, takes. Oh, got that queen trade off.
Now let's see the raw speed here. Obviously, we know Bortnik is so quick, but Alireza, one of the fastest players. What can he do with the black pieces? He's kind of outplaying a little bit here, but it's all about the speed.
And Bortnik finding a way. Bortnik's going to flag. Likely for Bortnik flag here to even out the score. Wait, hold on 2 seconds. Wait.
Alireza has been
flags
faster.
who? Oh, Bortnik flags! Oh my goodness, he flagged!
Goodness!
Oh, Bortnik flags! Alireza says,
expression from
step up the
Alireza.
speed. Wow. Bortnik had that flag, but then he didn't.
Hey, you have it till you don't, James. That's the way it works.
Man, he had the flag and then he didn't. Look at the Alekhine just get ripped apart here. In fact, I stole a pawn and back to the house. There's no bishop g4. There's no central control. White's already much better here in the Alekhine. Oh my goodness, takes in bishop e4.
Bishop e4 hurts.
Queen c2 hits h7. You're taking on b6 next?
Yep. This is a huge problem. Bishop b7 is forced, but there's
Finds
bishop
d5.
h6.
Oof. My goodness. Queen takes c7. Yeah, jeez. This is about to be 3-0 already.
And look at the time too, right? Down 15 seconds, plus the position doesn't look good.
Yikes, guys. This is quite scary. Quite scary. All right, chat. Predictions. Hold on. Hold on here. Bortnik for sure will get on the board, right, guys? Right? Right, chat? I mean, Bortnik's going to get on the board here, right?
That's checkmate on f8 right there, which is why he resigned that one.
And
the moves are coming out very fast, very furious. Queen c7, pinning the knight to the pawn on h2, but so far, I think we're just in theory territory, and he's trying to stop queen to h5 by playing that move.
All theory. Really solid stuff for the Carol Khan fans out there.
Queen
Topical
takes,
theory.
maybe g5? I wonder.
That is possible. That happens a lot with the Carol Khan lines.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop e6, develop, and usually you would go with g6, f5 from what I remember in theory. G6, f5 being a thing, but see what happens.
And he's willing to give up this pawn here. The knight can come to g6. There's an a2 pawn to grab to even things up.
Okay, play what, f3?
And I was thinking about some kind of knight g6 move because, you know, if you go and take that, bishop f5. No, okay, knight takes f4, pawn takes. The question is, are you getting out? Right?
He takes
bishop takes f3.
Oh, what a move!
Unbelievable.
That even works.
And Bortnik just can't believe it, but somehow, some way, that actually got the job done.
Bishop f3 was crazy.
Oh, the
we
move
have these
c4.
passed pawns, though. Yeah, c4 is brilliant. Oh, he missed it there. c4 was a very strong move. Oh, hitting with a tactino, and now the a-pawn runs. A-pawn runs.
Dang. Bishop e6
Alireza,
doesn't even do anything.
4-0.
That's another one. 4-0 Alireza.
Oh my goodness. He is going crazy. He is unlocked some type of Super Saiyan mode here. What is going on?
This is what I was mentioning. Is like sometimes you can be on your game. You can be playing well, but you just, if the other guy's playing well too, sometimes that just doesn't cut it.
Oh, that's scary, boys and girls. That is scary. This is a scary Alireza. I mean, Bortnik in great form, but Alireza in better form.
Yeah.
What does that even look like? Well, we're seeing it here right now.
Bortnik, I think the game that really stands out to me, and that I'm sure he's not thinking about it right now, but that, you know, in retrospect, you might think back to, is that time scramble, right? He was up time. That's the type of game that I feel like he's got that chance against Alireza. He's, you know, very comfortable flagging, known for his speed, but for some reason in that instance, he got flagged by Alireza, and that shifted things. It could have evened things up early on, James, but instead, you know, things got out of hand. But a great move here, knight d3, a fork, bringing it back.
Bringing it back, and it should be, you know, he's getting on the board here now, boys and girls. This should be one that he should not be likely to mess up.
The bishop on a2 is just not part of this game.
Trying to get something with the bishop. Queen back to d3. He's going to try to use the a-pawn. He said, what a-pawn?
I will say Alireza, I think, has done a pretty good job because the position has stabilized a little bit. He's got h5. He's like making some threats there. And what?
That was interesting. Wait, what happened there? Why did he do that?
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but hey, it's bullet. Sometimes you just got to make a move rather than sit there thinking.
He has the extra pawn, he says. He's going to try to make it work. Let's look at the clock. This is what happened in the last time with the clock scramble. 6/7 to 7 seconds. So same amount of time now.
Ooh, that's
going to
key.
clock him. Good job.
Yeah, you have to win this if you're Alexander Bortnik. You have to.
There it is. He got it. Easy mate. Boom. Bortnik on the board.
4-1.
4-1.
Those time scrambles at the end where, you know, the position is relatively even and it's purely about the clock, that's where Bortnik has to strike. You know, if you're looking at these two players, where does Bortnik have those good chances? It's right there, in my opinion. You have to convert those ones, and he does a great job there. He's back in this match, 4-1. That you know, 4-game differential can disappear quickly.
Bortnik grabbing 2 pawns there. Now knight of 6 or knight of 8. Wow, knight of 8 is actually trapping the queen. That's crazy. So maybe we have to go queen h3. There it is. Yeah. That's an ugly move. Queen e3. Run for the heels. Maybe takes. Actually, there was a knight h3, believe it or not. Oh my goodness,
h5,
already cooked.
And then rook g4.
That's going to be rough.
There's no way. That's probably a win for Alireza. 20 seconds, and he's looking up to the skies, trying to reset for next game. He knows He
So
doesn't
you have
have
to
a
do it.
move here.
And he takes a break. You see, sometimes it does take that reset. Just let your clock run out. Breathe, reset, try something different.
5-1. And remember, 45-minute clock right there.
Breathe, reset. Try something different. Where's the game?
Yeah, everyone's
saying the same thing.
Got the next game. You know when you're locked into a bullet match and you hit the rematch button and then like it's just not rematching, you're like, man, what the heck?
What is it? What is this? This is ridiculous. Yo.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's on either side. They both look like they're waiting for the other, you know?
Yo, you move, bro. You move. You have white. What? Chat. What
When
do you think is
when
gonna
I'm
happen?
really tilted, James, instead of
Yeah.
rematching, I'll accidentally click 1 minute. So I'll jump in the pool and I just end up playing a random person. That's when you know
I've
I'm real
done that.
tilted.
Yeah, you're real tilted. And you're like, wait, I thought I was playing. Oh, wait, this is a whole. This is completely different. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. I've done that. Take a deep breath and we go play again. That is correct, chat. We are waiting. What's up? I see you guys reading chat messages now. Well, Bortnik down 3 games, so it's not terrible here. In fact,
Yeah, 3 games before that match. So he's tacked another one on, unfortunately.
4 now. Yeah, he's not. Okay, we got games up.
All right, we're back 5-1. Chat's saying they did pause the match clock. That makes sense. Queen f6. I really don't like that move. Alireza should be a pretty nice favorite in this position. Opposite bishops. We know the bullet special, even though it feels drawish, gives great flagging opportunities.
Absolutely. Plus the better structure for white, just having no weaknesses in the structure with the double pawns and the dark square weaknesses around black's king could definitely give white some chances. But we need to figure out how do we want to do this. Bishop takes. Now we have an imbalance in bishop versus knight type of endgame with the damaged structure.
Yeah, this is not easy to navigate. Knights, even if you have a good position for your bishop versus the knight, they're so that's a
nasty.
really nice tactic.
Very
H5 and
nasty.
G4 to then
Now, how do
force.
we? Maybe he had to take with the rook there to threaten rook h5 check, and if knight g7, which was played, there was rook f takes f6. But he's actually checkmating. Rook
His
h1
thought
is
was
checkmate.
he takes and goes this way.
Jeez. Look at Bortnik. He says, "What can I do?" He resigns.
No, but that's amazing. That H5 G4 idea, it would have won a knight, and then to just come up with that mating net, just beautiful.
And now we are back into the Caro-Kann line that he's been choosing here, and this is what Alireza uses a lot, in fact, in all time controls here. So the Caro-Kann fans are raving for the Caro fans at home. 95, yeah, light squares are gross here. F5, bishop something, H1.
Yeah, C4 and F5 come to mind, but he's got other ideas. He says knight F3 is so strong. Why don't we just do bishop G4 and play it anyway?
Rook to E3, knight C4 hits the rook again. Go back. Maybe we play F5. He takes on E4 instead.
Oh, is this for bishop F5?
Definitely. He doubles, but we can't get it back with F3 and just bolster.
You could take on oh yeah, got to take on D2 first. Okay, H4, he's just adding the pressure. He refuses to take that rook. It's like Bortnik says, please take me. That would just help me out a lot.
Bro, please. Knight F3, King G2, H3, King H1.
Yeah.
And what is the follow-up? Knight takes rook, bishop
Just
F3, King
take
G1.
bishop
You
F3.
get both rooks. Dang. You get both rooks? All right, what about King F1? Well, this knight takes H2 and you go back.
Yep. Tactical masterclass here from Alireza. 7-1, and he's getting it done in like all facets, right? Every different part of a bullet game, he's showing how it's done.
Alireza is locked and loaded. This is a different Alireza right here. 33-29. Rated. Playing amazing chess here. And we're waiting on the next game here.
Yeah, and the score, I do believe, actually does reflect the match right now. Alireza is so dominant, but in fairness to both players, it throws off your rhythm, right? When that rematch isn't right there, that bullet rhythm really does get thrown off. And obviously, in this particular case, I think it's probably affecting Bortnik a little bit more. Like when you're losing a match, it feels even worse. You feel like, okay, like the rhythm is off as well.
Yeah, well, we need to rhythm on. We got to do something here. Bortnik is just like, yo, like what? I'm doing everything that I can here. He's trying to, definitely. What is that? What did he grab? That's the mouse. So cleaning off the mouse, make sure everything's sharp and ready to go for Alireza. He's like, yo, can we get the games going? Well, Chad, he still has a chance here. He's only 6 games. Yeah, right. It's still a lot. But at the same time, there's 30 minutes. Seems like the match has just started in a way because we have a 45-minute match. So
Like
still time. 30 minutes.
Looks like Alireza's got the coffee maker, like the hotel coffee maker on the bed to support the fair play camera. That's what it looks like.
That's exactly what that is. That's hilarious.
Hey, you gotta make do with anything. And
make
I
it
can
work.
tell by those eyes darting from both players here that we got games back on. Let's jump back into the action here. I could see the pieces moving in his glasses, James.
Yeah, he's ready to go. Do you see the pieces moving in your glasses, Chet? Okay, Bortnik is playing back to his Aliakin, aka Alakine. He had some good positions, fairly well actually through the match, but he had some bad games, had some good games. So he's trying to make this one a good one. I do like how the knights are played C6 and C4. Go back, attack B3. Queen has to stay on D1. Maybe you could go C2, but D4 hangs.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, right back at you, Alireza turns things around because that pawn is really uncomfortable to defend. If you play C6, you allow knight D6. This is not possible.
On there, I see any reaction from Bortnik there. Nothing. Okay,
Knight
okay.
D6 hurts. If you take
reaction, there it is.
You're gonna lose the rook and lose the game.
Yeah. Takes with the in between move. He takes a pawn at least out of that.
Yeah, I should point out that was an important detail that you took there. He would have taken on D6. So these guys continuing to play at a high level in all of these complications.
Can't get knight H4 in, but I would love to play H4, H5, and then knight H4 to F5.
Alireza, he definitely has played the better game so far, but it's approaching that time where, the knights are going to start to be really frustrating to deal with. That's why the move G3 so important, making sure that knight could not go anywhere.
Rook G8 incoming.
Yep.
King H7 now, though. Nice move.
He wants the mating net, but he doesn't quite have it.
Walks the king. I'm going to walk the king up the side of the board there. There it is. King H4, King H5, King G6. He's just going to flag Bortnik, actually. He's going to flag.
He's just going to win on time there, but obviously with that final move as well, he was about to pick up the knight on F4. Joe Bava London, it's nice. 8-1, a dominant performance so far.
This one's all theory. You go Queen B6, you go D4, you take on F3. It's one of the better lines Black can play against this variation in particular. You go G6 and Bishop G7, as we see.
It's funny because all the sets of doubled isolated pawns are here, and yet, just equal, no big deal.
It's equal, bro. Equal what? With the pawns looking crazy here, but it's hard for White to actually exploit them. Is the problem. Black, on the other hand, is trying to make me have some active pieces, as we see. Knight F6, move the knight maybe into the D5 square, hangs B6, but H2 is weak as well. So Black gets some counterplay, even though giving up one of the double pawns.
Yeah, maybe you have to let the H pawn go here and just kind of retreat the bishop, start pushing some pawns like A4. But he doesn't take it. He plays knight D5, and I agree with Bortnik. Defend that pawn, at least for the moment. Give yourself some time.
H5. Knight D4. Take is such an unhelpful comment on the game. Oh yeah. Let me Rook takes H2. They're already past.
As bullet, you got to keep it brief, keep it quick.
Got to think faster. 93 check D1, and now B2 and F2 are actually forked there, so he takes on B2.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the time. It's not close. On the clock in a position that has been pretty competitive back and forth here, it's sometimes you feel like they're moving at the same pace, until you just like, whoa, wake up. 21 seconds difference at this level is insane.
Bro. Well, he also knew the theory out of the opening too as well. Well, we have the game. There we go. We're back. He's back to this Alekhine every game. Every game. Takes 6-7. It's all happened. Yeah, they just went down this line.
So this is I don't know, just a product of habit, definitely a bad habit. This line is really bad, and Bortnik keeps playing into it. I don't think that's a recipe for success, but I mean, easier to say from the sidelines, that's for sure. I've pre-moved and just pre-moved into a bad line over and over in bullet without thinking, because that's just what you do. Like, you're like, oh man, not this again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just play it because this is what you know. You want to play it. You want to keep going. You know, and obviously, as we see here, there was a very nice piece play with Bishop C1 over to E3, Rook D1, or Rook D1, D4, H4, which is nice. You just bully the king side. That's where all the action is. F4, you go F5 next. The pawn, again, on F6 was pretty bad. So, yeah, he wins a piece, clearly winning here. Bortnik's going to have to do something else. The Philidor didn't work, so he went with the Alekhine.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going, maybe he has to go with E5 or something greater. Bishop takes F4 is beautiful. As Rook takes G6 is coming.
Knight C4 to D6, immediate reroute, and just phenomenal coordination by Alireza in this bullet game. Bortnik is really up against it. And again, look at the time, right? Sometimes you get a good position, but you end up spending so much time. Alireza gets a good position, and he's up 20 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's up so much time here. Knight G5 around to H7. Getting a lot of pawns for this. Getting a lot of pawns.
Yeah, but
yeah, not enough. Not enough. 0.3. What's the score
enough.
now? Just not even 9 games. I mean, every round has been 10 plus.
I was going to say, it's almost in Alireza's favor to wait 14 seconds before winning that game, you know? Like, why would he end the game? Why wouldn't he wait 14 seconds? Like, you want to keep playing instead of resigning? Okay. You know, I got 14 seconds to spare.
Guys, we've seen it time and time again. Every match has been exactly the same. It's just been a show.
Do we have a timeout here?
Oh,
TV timeout? Bathroom break?
All right, everybody get up. Everybody stretch.
Alireza's stretching. I mean, does everyone get a timeout in these? Is this like sports?
Timeout. I need a timeout. And everybody stretch break.
I'm not gonna lie. If there were timeouts, now would be a pretty good time to use one.
Yeah, the Wizard look absolutely bored. He's just chilling. Very chill.
He's just a chill guy.
You know? Yo, can we get this over with? 9-1. 10-1, in fact. He's up 9.
Yeah, he's racking up the points here. 10-1 in the grand final. He's trying to make sure that there's no reset, right? He's not here to play more. I think he said that in his interview, and he's locked in. I know that face. That means the games are on, which means let's return. And of course they are. He said in his interview, he's like, well, I don't really want to play the extra 30 minutes, right? And so that's a guy that is focused for a different reason, right? Of course he wants to win, but he wants to win because he doesn't want to play more chess than he needs to.
He wants to finish the game. And it's the entire match already. Nice sacrifice on E3, and then bringing the queen over to E5 here. In return here, we have Bishop H7 check to put the king in the corner. H5 could be weak. King's able to run away. White better here. Nice. Nice. He's got to convert.
Yeah, he wants to play F5, swap the knight around, but I do like leaving the pawn there just for the moment. And okay, a little Rook H1 idea. Maybe you could play Knight F4 and Rook H1.
Looks like it. Yeah, there's no way you get that queen out of there. Bishop takes will be responded with Rook H1 anyway.
The timeout gambit, James. There's something good happening here.
You actually can take on F4. Bishop F4 will be EF4 because Bishop takes E3. So he goes with this route. And he wins the queen. Good job.
Smart. Recaptures. He has a queen for a rook here.
Yeah.
Completely winning.
Picking up something. There it is. D7.
There you go. 10-2. That's something. 23 minutes on the clock. Remember, this is a 45-minute match, so a little bit more time for the potential comebacks. We want to make sure we're, definitively deciding the best bullet player.
Going back to the Philidor here. It says Alexander, loves the Philidor defense. Option avoided, exactly. Come back. Timeout gambit paid off. It did, man. It did. Sometimes you need that little timeout to regroup.
Bishop e3.
Push e5 possible. He just takes. Takes. There it is. Queen f2. Bishop c4. Okay. Queen f2. Get off the line.
Queen c7. I mean, anytime pieces are lined up against your important pieces like the queen, the rooks, you kind of want to get them out of the way. It's good practice. Only bad things can happen otherwise. And lots of trades incoming. I'm keeping an eye on the time, right? Alireza just always seems to be that little bit ahead, but this is a better game from Bortnik. And you know what? If he's able to pull it out here, that'll be 2 in a row, and that'll be his first back-to-back in this match.
Which is it gives you some confidence. Makes you feel a lot better. Sometimes you can shake a lot of jitters off there and fight a little bit better than you could before. Something you're looking forward to. Bishop h4 incoming, so he's probably going to move the king or play a. Yeah, there it is. King h2. Not allowing bishop takes h4.
I love the pressure that Bortnik's putting on this position. He's got the better bishop here of the two of them. He's playing on the light squares. Ooh, you can't take that. Endgame is way too good for black. But look at the speed. Alireza. He's always quick. Bortnik, you gotta go. Gotta go fast.
This is his chance. This could be, as you mentioned, 2 in a row. Ooh, move. Gotta move.
It's a hanging
his
queen.
Oh my goodness, the queen's hanging. No. Oh, double queen eight. What is this? And Bortnik wins in an incredible skirmish of moves. What the heck was that?
Unbelievable, because Alireza actually sniped the queen, but it took him time to do that. So then the resulting position, he barely had enough time. He tried bishop e5 and queen takes g7 checkmate, but they were pre-moving so fast, he didn't realize what move they were on. He ended up hanging his queen right back.
The double Voltes. That was incredible.
And that is officially a back-to-back for Alexander Bortnik. 20 minutes on the clock. More than enough time to make this comeback, but you just got to take it a game at a time. Obviously, 7 game differential is pretty substantial, but you can't really think of it like that. He's just going to take it 1 game at a time. He's down 16 seconds right now. It's not the place you want to be.
The double Voltes. And I actually looked away for a glance to chat for a second. Was this a Carol Khan advance with bishop f5?
Yeah, this one, I think it was, Karo Khan, exactly. Bishop f5. We had knight h3 to f4, kind of unusual.
Oh, that's interesting.
There.
That's interesting.
Lots of trades. Alireza with the 2 bishops.
Bishop b1 takes. In-game looks good.
Very good, yeah. He's trying to play knight f5, understand that.
Yeah, knight f5. He gets rid of one of the knights. Double pawns on the f-file. Can we walk the king up the side of the board? It is possible. Now black has no pass pawn.
Yep, this king can make its way up the board. Notice how the knight's not taking there. And okay, it's pure speed right now. Alireza, definitely the favorite. I would expect that you should be able to win this.
Yeah, just with the dirty flag here. I mean, it's not even dirty. Like, it's just part of the game. You can flag them.
I mean, yeah, if you play the game 10 seconds faster than your opponent,
you win.
You're also going into this position only because you know you have that time.
Yeah.
So that's just smart.
Oh. It was like a pause there. I'm expecting him to just always instantly move. I was like, wait, what happened? He's thinking. Oh, I forgot you could do that. Chess.
Yeah, these guys don't usually think, so it's quite unusual when it happens.
See a pause there. Is he okay? Oh, yeah, he's good. Oh, he's thinking. Oh, I forgot this is chess. Knight d4 check, bishop e1. Bishop f2 better. c5? Oh, that's a good
right.
move.
Knight e3, just blocking everything. That seems like the way to go. Time is even here. And Alireza got a win there just to stay on top of this match.
Exchange sacrifice, knight c5 with b4 if rook c5.
And he doesn't take it. I mean, yeah, b4 was looking like a strong response there. And the king is getting tucked away once and for all.
There are some tactinos here. How do you even... Are you just even now? You have to give it back somehow.
Yeah, you can take on c5, but I'm not sure that he will. He does take it. Okay, playing against the two bishops.
a4. Take, bishop back. There it is.
Remember, there's a hanging pawn here, over there on h2.
Not anymore. Okay, it's still there. You're going to see h3, bishop e5. Very simple plan. He hangs the knight. Yikes.
That's not the one that you wanted.
Definitely.
He was so laser focused on stopping that bishop to e5 move. He's bringing the king up, but not the best. And Alireza, I think, kind of slipped in the opening. I think I saw d6, d5. So we kind of have a Caro Kann down a move.
Yeah, and with also Jobava feel with knight to c3 here. 92. White has, now okay, Caro Kann exchange-ish. The knight misplaced on f4.
Bishop to b3. That's going to be a very difficult pawn to defend. So he's actually just going to give it up. Says, yeah, take it. I couldn't keep it anyway.
Knight d5 maybe. 98. Interesting. It's
funny looking move. Bishop. I understand it. He wants to trade where possible. And look, even though it's an opposite bishop position, first of all, that rook is loose. Got to make sure to defend that. Opposite bishops, it's all about the time.
Check. Oh, rook e8's a nice move there. Hits the bishop. Bishop b7 runs into maybe rook h.
Rook g8. Rook takes g5.
Rook g8. Rook check. There it is. Rook h5. I was trying to get
wants to go for more. Yeah. Ooh, rook h6 looks very difficult to meet.
Trying to get that double going. Pick up a piece.
And rook h7. Really well played. King e2, not letting that king invade.
Would you like a trade? No, of course not.
Rook b7. And you got to win this. 10 seconds. He's up on time as well.
Bishop. Oh, yeah. And mating net. Beautiful.
Yep. Bishop to g3 is mate with rook h5. And of course, he finds it. 12-4 with 15 minutes remaining.
Poor Nick. He has to start winning like 3-4 in a row, which is extremely difficult to do, obviously. But if he does it, he will surely be back.
I like playing the move h4 in these positions. I think we're going to see it now. H4 needs to be played by black. I'm very concerned about g4.
Knight b2.
Yeah, Alireza is maneuvering. It's beautiful. Beautiful thing.
I like a6 here. That was nice. That was nice. b6, queen e2. Okay. Trade everything out. a4 maybe? g4, as you mentioned. It's there.
I'm looking at h4. I think it's a really important move for black to play because I'm bothered by the move g4, and he's going to play it for sure. Ooh, queen takes on b5. Definitely a move.
Take 2 for 1. How do I get
the knight on g7. It's a piece that if white plays g5, if white takes, is going to come alive to the f5 square. But right now, it is terrible.
f5. I was looking for this break. Apparently, it's absolutely terrible. But I was looking for this break at some point. f5, queen f2. We just want to attack. It's the usual stuff. Takes, and now, okay, we can
both
get the
sides
king
had
over to
a
h2.
Piankettoed knight. Knight b2, knight g7 is pretty unusual.
Pianketto your knights, is what they say.
Oh, Bortnik is looking great in this position.
Knight h4 incoming.
Huge threat.
Yikes.
He's getting it done.
How many in a row? Would this be a 3-piece for Bortnik or no?
This will just be 2, but he's won 2 in a row earlier as well. He also has to get it done, and I'm not even sure that's the case right now. Yeah, this is going to be a draw.
Draw. Gets away.
He's
Bortnik gets
worried also
away.
about maybe losing at the end.
Yeah. Right. Back to this Carol Khan line. A little bit different this time. Knight BD7.
13 minutes, and it looks like an 8-point lead here. So very, very unlikely to see a comeback. I think we're right at the point right now where it has to happen. Take on E8 and take on F6. This is amazing. Bishop
8-point
F5.
lead. That's a lot of games. Chat, what do you think? Is it over? I mean, 8 points is a lot, but there is just enough time. Is it over, chat? Is it over? Is Alireza just a winner back to back? Rookie 6.
The problem is we haven't really seen. And by the way, Bortnik is winning this one, so this is exactly what you want to see. But we haven't really seen Alireza drop too many. Like, he loses 2 in a row, and the blunders that he's making are few and far between. So it just doesn't feel like he's making enough mistakes that it could possibly go downhill like that.
Yeah, that's correct. Also, the time. I mean, even though he's down, even in games when he is, sort of losing or worse, the time. I mean, look at the time here is incredible.
Yeah, the time's incredible, which is like
Zero.
Alireza always has an opportunity to win, even when he's lost, because he's giving himself a chance on the clock.
Winning when you're losing, that's tough.
12.5 to 5.5, and that was a pretty quick game as well.
Got this check perk type of setup here. Breaking down white center. This stuff is annoying, actually. Black always gets some play here. I think this is a great option.
It's frustrating.
Such an annoying opening, bro.
Those bishops.
Yeah, these bishops double fianchetto. Look at that. What a piece. This is an annoying opening, bro. Like, one of the most annoying I've faced is the check perk type of ideas.
I love that idea. A before C4, just slide right by. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Bishop H6. I think he wants to take one of these knights. They look really annoying.
I like this D5 move. Try to shut it down. 96. There was going to be some problems with the bishop on E3 that was connected to the pawn on G2, meaning the queen being overloaded. Nice job from Bortnik there.
Knight C7. Huge move. Defended by moving the king. And that D-pawn is going to go down, and that should crumble the position. Knight F4.
Oh, tricks. Tricky. Always got the tricks here, Alireza. Rook G8. Oh, the E7 was hanging. He didn't want that.
Yeah.
It still is hanging. Oh, my goodness. Wait, isn't it just check? Check?
I think so.
Check,
Queen G7 and Rook F8.
Yeah. See, Bortnik, he's like, what am I doing?
He can't believe it.
Yeah.
He can't believe it. He's just allowed it. I think after 97, there might have been a queen takes G2 move to just trade everything and then end up a piece, but so hard to even think about in retrospect. Wow. That's a big win for Alireza. I know he's got a pretty commanding lead right now, but I still think those wins do mean a lot for the match, because it's a huge difference being up 8 points here compared to 12.5, 6.5. That's only a 6-point margin. You start to get a little nervous with 10 minutes ticking down.
Yeah, with 10 minutes on the clock here, you got to really string up some wins, which means opening choices, what you do, create some problems on the board, which that's where Alireza thrives in those type of positions too. Lots of tactics and chaos. He likes those type of positions, but you have to try to muddy the waters there to make that, and also do it in enough time, right? You have to do it in enough time here. So the games need to be quicker. It's hard to do.
Queen on A4 is really no good. Bishop takes G3 is probably not going to be played by Alireza in this position, but certainly a move that you consider here just for fun. Like, take all three of these pawns off.
So, yeah, Bishop D3, Queen G3, and Queen H4.
D6, Rook E5.
Whoa.
Yeah, every pawn just disappeared, and okay.
I was just going to say,
look at this
Bishop
idea.
H5 is a move with Rook D8. Now, how do I respond?
Ooh, Rook takes F7?
Oh,
takes
that was
F7,
nasty.
Rook G6
Rook
ideas.
F7 in on. Out here with the Tactinos. That was nice. Rook F7 was vicious. Yeah, and then follow up with Rook D7.
Yeah, this is unfortunately not going to be enough. And Alireza, with the extra piece, the extra 10 seconds, has just about guaranteed a victory in this one.
Up time too as well, which is time and time again. We've been seeing that Alireza being up time, even in losing positions too as well. Up time. He's just going for the flag. Will he get the pawn? He said no. Haha, got him.
Yeah.
You know those. Haha,
He
you
took
can't take.
he took his foot off the gas there a little bit, sacking the piece and everything, but he kind of knew that he was too low on time to make that comeback, and even Bortnik has to find that one a little bit funny, as it's 14.5, 5.5. And I think we can say, is this kind of like the victory lap part here, James? Are we there now?
Yeah, we definitely are at the victory lap now here. Alireza's just been getting it done. Every single match he's played has been 15 plus, 15 and a half for him, and plus and more. It's just been an Alireza show, as the defending champion is doing it again this year in 2025. Alireza seems to be looking like the 2025 Bullet Chess champion once again.
Yeah, he did it. He did it last year. It looks like without too much difficulty, he's going to do it again this year as well. And his margin of victory, if he's able to pull it off in this one as well, how crazy to win all your matches in the Bullet Chess Championship by 10 points or more.
Yeah, they got to change the format. They're going to change something in the format. Something's got to change.
Like, put an Alireza rule in there.
Yeah, this is the Alireza rule. It says you can't do that.
Oh, this knight trying to escape, but it's being dominated every square. It's being hunted down. Is it escaping? It is. Somehow, some way, this tricky knight made it out. Oh, he meant to go.
Man. Yeah,
definitely meant to go knight e6, I think.
There, boys. Yeah, that was not what he meant to do. Bortnik talking to chat and himself, which is understandable.
Yeah, that was the knight e6 instead of queen e6, but man, at this point, I don't think it really has too much of an effect on the overall outcome. So he's finding a little bit of humor in that as well. A6. This knight's going nowhere, right? Knight a3. It's not looking too pretty. Even here, the knight's pretty much trapped. So you can just leave it there. E5, threatening e4, another dominant position. And more than 10 seconds up on the clock already. Alireza is just unstoppable.
Yeah, it's Alireza's show from start to finish, from every single round, every single match. He's done it again.
Yeah, you really have to credit Alireza for this performance. He's been up in incredible amounts of time in every game. The tactics have been flowing. He's been also there in the time scrambles where you feel like, oh, you know, Bortnik might have the edge there. He's there as well, right? He's kind of everywhere. He's an all-around player, and his Bullet Chess Championship run has been incredibly convincing. He did not lose a single match, and he won them all by a 10-point margin.
Yeah, it's just incredible. It is incredible. We're just gonna have to run it back again until someone beats him here. I mean, it's kind of the same show we saw in the Puzzle Battle Championship, where Andy Woodward finally took down Ray. It was just the Ray show. Big Ray didn't have a nice day, as we said. Ray won like 6 in a row or something. It was like, and then Andy Woodward comes along and beats him narrowly. So, you know, it may be one of those we may see here in the Bullet Chess Championship to see who can take down Alireza is the show.
Yeah, the match clock under 5 minutes, which means we've probably only got, you know, this game and maybe 2 more that are going to happen.
And by the way, look at it. Rating nice, 33-42 there. Beefy rating for Alireza.
Very. He's going to try to open the queen side here as well. B4, maybe double up over there.
I like it. Double up with the rooks. Knight f4. You can't really break through there. So he trades. C6 is quite weak, but A2 is.
Yeah, it gives up A2 though. This isn't that easy. The bishops, they just don't have anywhere to attack here, James. Right? Like the bishop pair is not actually that good.
Yeah, bishop's in open positions. And the open where? Not here. You want to draw, bro? Psych. Bishop takes f5, take on c6 after king
Yeah,
g1.
he says no, but
Hey,
I'm
that
not
bishop is
sure
trying
it's actually
to
in
knight
his
d3.
favor. Let's
Ugh.
see.
That's kind of ugly.
He's trying to play bishop to g1 here.
Kind of ugly move.
What a weird looking position.
Knight g3
Barely being held together.
at some point, and hope for a zugzwang, but not really possible with the rook.
Okay, wants to move the knight. Knight e2.
Down too much time, I believe.
Oh, now bishop to... Oh, I thought bishop b6, but actually bishop e3. And then bishop b6. Looks a little bit nicer. And unfortunately...
3 seconds on the clock here.
This is not going to do it. Time is up. Take that knight. Every good bullet player knows. Got to eliminate that knight.
Got to give it a knight and walk the king around and flag.
17.5 to 5.5. I think we'll probably see 2 more games here. These guys play so quick.
h6, g5 French is rare.
And the thing is, even if Bortnik wins the next 2 games, he will, like Alireza will still have won this match, just like all of them, with a 10-point margin. So, I mean, to close out your Bullet Chess Championship run with a stat like that just shows total domination.
Plus 10 in every single match, guys. Every match he played was plus 10.
Bishop back to g1. It feels like we've just seen this king and bishop orientation in that last one.
What is this weirdness? That actually is quite funny to get sort of the same type of position in the next game here. Knight f3. Knight d4.
We have the backwards castling here. It feels like, you know, almost chess 960-ish, because the king made it here and it's like the rook forgot to jump over.
Oh, I forgot to castle. But bringing the king over to g8 seems okay for black in this line. G2 is quite weak, but d5 is weak for white. For black. Queen d2, knight e3, knight f5, maybe something around those lines. Bring something to f5.
Bishop h6. He doesn't want to allow it. He's up 10 seconds here.
There's a piece.
And it goes from bad to worse. Downtime. This is what a strong bullet player will do to you. You know, it's how they'll make you feel.
And there it is.
18.5 to 5.5. And
I gotta play the last game. Like, dang.
And I mean, what can you say? Bortnik was absolutely on fire today. Like he certainly had his day. He's up against someone that looks unbeatable in bullet right now. But Bortnik had a really, really good day of bullet in both of his matches. He's just, I mean, he doesn't even look defeated in the sense like he's too upset with his own play. He's just up against someone that's really tough to handle.
Yeah, of course, when you win every match with a 10 plus, it's difficult to compete with that.
And the match clock officially expires in the top left of your screen, which means we do have our new winner, and we'll just wait to see the end of this one. This will be the last game between the two.
The champ is here, and that is Alireza Firouzja, back-to-back years as the Bullet Chess champion. Who will be able to take him down? When will it happen? We don't know, but we at least got to wait till next year to figure that one out. 10 bans, and also the pride, the ego, the title, the champion. Alireza Firouzja.
There goes that H-pawn in this final game. Will he also win it? Bishop C1 to be super safe. Runs into Rook G1. So he did not like that.
Looking to win the last one.
There's no stopping that H-pawn, that's for sure.
Bring the Rook around, and we take D4. Yeah, you can just lean up here. 8 seconds for Bortnik. It's going to finish the game.
I think he thought that he had Queen E3 check, winning the Queen, but he kind of missed Queen C5, and he's going to try to get it done with a flag here at the end. And I think he's going to be able to do it.
And wins in
19
style.
and a half to 5.5. That is a convincing score line, as on the left side of your screen, Grandmaster Alireza Firouzja is 2025 Bullet Chess Championship winner.
Wow, congratulations to the man himself. My goodness, that boy is on fire. Bullet Chess Champion winner. Look, they already had it ready. How fast did they get that up? I mean, what? They already had this in the background? Aman, how did they, how fast did they make this?
What do you mean? They had that from last year, Gene.
Ah, okay, they just swapped out the picture. Oh, that's what it was. That was pretty easy. Well, at the same time, guys, the man himself wins. Alireza Firouzja, congratulations to him. Incredible run, incredible feat to see how he's done it in every single round here. 10 plus wins here, Aman. I mean, all the way through to the grand final to beat Bortnik here. No losses, not even really breaking a sweat, it felt, because no one put any real pressure on him. He was able to win a second year in a row. Alireza Firouzja there. Aman, that was great.
Yeah, a truly great performance from Alireza. He went up against the best players in the event, so it wasn't like somehow he avoided the strong opponents. He played everyone that he needed to play. He never left the winner's bracket. He never lost a match. And the final scores, he always had a lead of 10 points or more. So truly a deserving Bullet Chess Championship winner, James. There's no other way to say it. Really impressive. And Bortnik obviously taking second place in that one. And obviously Daniel Naroditsky, third place after losing that match to Alexander Bortnik. So that's your top three right there.
Honestly, it's incredible to watch, as Alireza did that. Very inspiring for everyone at home. If you want to get better, just keep working, keep grinding. And obviously, good things can happen. As Alireza is winner again, we're going to bring him on for an interview, guys, so you can talk to him, see what we got. Make sure you get your questions ready in chat. And we'll have questions for him as well as the Bullet Champion, Chess Champion, again, of 2025. In the meantime, guys, get you some merch, guys. The mouse pads are here. They're built for speed. Level up your office or gaming space with Chess.com, the mouse pad. Whether you're looking for a surface that supports mouse speed in bullet game or a desk accessory to match your aesthetic, we've got the sleek and stylish mouse pad for you in 3 unique designs. Visit go.chess.com/mousepads or use !shop in chat to explore the collection. All right, guys, get your questions ready for Alireza, as we're going to bring him on for an interview. Be back.
Wear your love of chess on your sleeve with all new apparel and accessories from the Chess.com merch store. Maybe you simply want a clock that will never run out, or a mouse pad that will finally unlock your speed chess potential. Whether you play chess to get energized with your morning coffee, or play into the wee hours of the night and witness the occasional alien abduction, we've got something for every king, queen, and knight in shining armor. Even gift cards for your loved ones who've caught the chess bug. So check out the Chess.com shop for apparel, accessories, and more. Grab your favorites before they're gone.
The fastest, easiest way to improve your chess is now the most fun way to improve your chess. Chess.com's brand new puzzles now have loads of exciting features to make solving a joy. Earn points and race your friends across puzzle tiers from wood to bronze, all the way to legend. Rack up bonuses for streaks, for speed, for accuracy, for daily solving, difficulty, and more. And now, you can get feedback from Coach while solving puzzles. Coach lets you know what each puzzle's goal is and why a move doesn't actually work. And, as always, puzzles will be selected just for your level from our database of hundreds of thousands of high-quality, beautiful, brilliant, and instructive puzzles. So what are you waiting for? Try puzzles today on web, Android, or iOS, and have a blast leveling up your chess.
We are here with the champion Alireza Firouzja of the Bullet Chess Championship 2025. Congratulations, Alireza.
Thank you.
Well,
So-
Alireza,
Go on.
I have to ask the obvious. I mean, were you bored? You made it look easy. You won all your matches by 10 points. Do you miss the competition of Hikaru and Magnus in the event?
Yeah, I mean, for sure it's less nerve-wracking because last year against Hikaru was crazy. So I'm happy that it went smoothly. But yeah, of course, if for instance Hikaru was in this tournament, would have been not as smooth as now for sure.
Question from chat here is asking about mentality. Going through the event, how did you stay locked in while decimating everyone? So what the question asks.
Sorry, what was that question?
So they were saying the mentality, what was your mentality going through the event and how did you stay so locked in while beating everyone?
Yeah, I mean, for me it was important to see what is my form in the first match. After the first match, when I realized I'm in good shape, then I was not so worried. So, yeah, but in general, I think my opponents also a bit underperformed against me. When they played each other versus Bortnik, I think he played better match against Naroditsky, so that played effect.
Yeah, it's all about how they show up against you and different styles. I also wanted to get your thoughts, Alireza, on, this used to be you, but maybe some of the younger talent now, Faustino, Andy Woodward, Yez, Erdomush in this event as well. Is there anyone that you've noticed that is, really talented at Bullet, kind of up and coming, and someone you expect to see in this tournament in the future?
I think they're all very fast and very good, but I don't know if somebody like Hikaru or something that really could compete. I don't see it yet, but maybe in a few years we'll see someone like that. So, but for now, it's tough to say. I think they're all in this very good level, but we should see, of course.
Next up is this is Zedex is static from chat says, what mouse does Alireza use? So obviously mouse speed is important. What mouse do you use?
I use Razer, normal Razer Viper.
Okay.
Viper Pro.
Yeah, that Razer fire, ain't it?
I'm writing it down.
Razer fire.
You got the same mouse there, James?
I do have a Razer. I have the wired one, Amon. I did not go into wireless yet, buddy. I can't have that battery go out.
Yeah, I also have wired.
There you go. You heard it here first. Wired is the way to go. Well, Alireza, I also wanted to ask, given the I guess how easy you made it look, are you going to be back next year, or do you want to see Hikaru and Magnus playing before you jump in the Bullet Chess Championship again?
If the prizes stay same, I will play for sure. But yeah, unless they make the prizes really bad, I don't know. But no, I'm happy. I'm joking, but I'm happy that I could still play very good. I'm playing long time Bullet, and I didn't have practice for so long, so I'm not like used to. I was like before, like I was playing 7-8 hours per day. Nowadays, I'm not playing as much, but yeah, and I think for Hikaru, Magnus, it's maybe a bit tough for them now, but we should wait for new generation to make a move.
Last question here. Will Alireza play in Grand Swiss and the World Cup?
Yeah, Grand Swiss, I registered, so hopefully I will play. And World Cup, maybe it's not needed for me to play if I qualify from Grand Swiss. So we'll see.
And I guess World Cup, I also wanted to ask you, you're wearing the jersey, right? What are your thoughts for the upcoming esports World Cup? And obviously this event kind of serves as decent practice and warm up because of the no increment format.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the World Cup. I think it's one of the most important tournaments of my calendar this year. It's the most exciting one probably also. So I'm really looking forward to it. We have a good team, and I think we have decent chances.
Very nice. Decent chances indeed. Okay, last question here is the opening choices. You had a lot of Carol Khan there. Is this a favorite of yours? We've seen you obviously use it to get the 2800, obviously, in classical. So thoughts on opening choices that you chose for the match today with Bortnik?
Yeah, I like the fact that I could pre-move the second move no matter what. So that's probably the biggest reason I play Carol Khan in bullet. It's just automatic. It goes to 65 no matter what.
Easy.
Yeah, I fully agree. This is how I end up
Yes.
playing a lot of really bad variations because I just pre-move into them without thinking. Alireza, you were dominant. We've run out of things to say, but we hope to see you back in the Bullet Chess Championships. Always a pleasure to commentate and watch your games. But once again, from James and I, congratulations! Really incredible performance.
Thanks, guys.
Alireza Firouzja wins. As we see the standings here, guys, look at that. First place, Alireza Firouzja with 10 bands there. Bortnik right behind him, 8,000. That's a great payday. Made it all the way through the losers bracket, losing only to Alireza Firouzja there in the final. He actually was in the losers first, so he actually did lose to Naroditsky, but was able to get that revenge to face Alireza in the grand final. Ended up with $8,000. Nice. Naroditsky right after him, 6K. Dennis Lazavik with 4,500, and then tied for fifth, Mihal, Sam, Jeffrey, Jan-Christoph Duda, 2,000. And then on the other side of there, as they got eliminated earlier in the losers bracket, there Arjun, Andy, Andrew Tang, Yays, Guha, Maradli, Zogoko, and Twamin Lay. Everybody walked away with something there. It was quite amazing. As one more time through the bracket. Aman, take us through the bracket one last time here.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's focus on Alireza and just talk about his journey and how he got there, right? Back in the first round of things, he had to take on Jeffrey Zhang, right? And he won with a 10-point margin. He moved on to the quarterfinals. He faced the youngster Yez Erdomush. He moved on to the winners semifinals where he faced Nihal Sarin, who's, I mean, definitely a very, very tough competitor. And he just, with an 11-point margin, it is incredible to see that result against someone that strong. And we keep going. He moves on to the winners final, and he seems to just always do it. Daniel Naroditsky with a similar margin. So his style, the way that he played, he was always able to create chances for himself. And you see in the losers bracket, James, this is just almost like the fallen soldiers, right? These are the guys that just were fighting against each other, wanted to make it up to play against Alireza. We see Bortnik with a tremendous run there. He made it all the way to the losers final, facing off against Daniel Naroditsky. And that match right there decided who went to the grand final, where Bortnik, unfortunately this time around, was no match for Alireza, who cruised to victory and said, James, you know what? They keep the prizes the same. I'd love to come back every single year.
I mean, absolutely, who wouldn't have? And of course, knowing Chess.com, they might even raise the prize money just to get more people in there. And of course, they had Title Tuesday once, then they had it twice. They might have Title Tuesday, on Thursdays. Right. Title Tuesday, they'll be having it every day. It's just title games, right? So, of course, Chess.com is always ready to give more back to the community and etc. So it's amazing to see. Great jobs here, great games, and congratulations again to all the players, but definitely Alireza Firouzja doing it twice, 2P here, and looking to make it a third in the following year. So, well, that's enough from us. Aman, how you feeling, man? This was great, right?
Oh, it really was. 4 days of nonstop, fast-paced bullet chess. We ultimately got to learn our 2025, bullet champion is Grandmaster Alireza Firouzja, the same one that we had last year. So an incredible performance by him, but ultimately just as a fan of speed chess, I had a lot of fun commentating and watching the games, and hope that the chat did as well. James, always a pleasure to commentate alongside you, my man.
Always a pleasure, Hambo. Guys, it's been fun. This is it from us. Make sure you guys stick around. We always have events and more things for you to watch. This is it from the Bullet Chess Championship 2025. We'll see you guys on the next event.